So, last session, you took time to sort of reconnect and reflect after the recent harrowing events. Vellum, still troubled by his death, spoke with Liska by the fire, and she sort of soothed his self-doubt, suggesting that sometimes tragedy strikes regardless of preparation, and they should simply train to be better. Later that night, Dajar approached Liska, feeling rather powerless and offering a status signet ring, or her own status signet ring, to her well-being, so that her well-being could be monitored. There was some words about not being perfect, but being your best instead. But the following day, Zerth. The following day, the rest of you ventured back into the large the dungeon you previously explored. This Surask laboratory, if you will. Inside, Liska found a crystalline Makor whittle, but you all agreed, only some of you agreed, that the place was a blight and needed to be erased. And it was then that Angus announced that he had planted dwarven blasting powder on one of the two central pillars of the main cavern. The party quickly retreated. Sayun ignited the fuses and with a precisely aimed fire magic before flying clear of the entrance. The resulting explosion was immense, collapsing the entire lair into a heap of rubble. The shockwave even fractured the outside cliff face, causing the waterfall to be diverted and flooding the ruins, ensuring that nothing could survive. But quickly fleeing the area, you began your final 11-day journey. During the travels, Vellum communicated with the group's sponsor, Varesh Maska, formerly Varesh Rasmund, as it seems, and began work on a new enchanted shield with Angus. Liska gathered a few unique flowers each day, fending off a strange plant creature in the process, while privately contemplating the meaning of her new, smaller horns from her mountain fury. Your journey concluded with an encounter with a formidable Zakazal Guard patrol. After some tense questioning, they recognized your group as competitors for the Ring of Claws and allowed you to pass. At long last, you stood before the majestic, sprawling city you've been travelling to all these months. You journeyed through the outskirts before eventually being let inside the walls. So, before you lies the walled city of gold, a marvel of Tehosian devotion, ambition. It stretches outwards and downwards in layered terraces, carved into the cradle of this vast, sun-drenched valley. Obsidian obelisks and golden ziggurats catch the light like spears of dawn or tremendous mountains. Wide avenues bustle with colour, merchants in feathered robes, sentinels in lacquered armour, pilgrims bearing idols, and the steady rhythm of drums from distant plazas. Sacred banners ripple above tiled rooftops. The scent of spice, fruit, and incense drifts on the breeze. Dinosaurs trundle through the streets. Large triceratops, hadrosaurs pulling enormous carts or operating as labourers behind pulleys or wheels operating cranes for construction. Light-footed theropods ferrying messengers, the occasional Zakazal Guard surveying the crowds atop their large carnivores from behind golden jaguar masks. Above it all, towering at the city's peak, around the outer rings of the city, the divine palaces and temples rise like crowns where gods are honoured, power is wielded, and fate is decided. You've arrived at Tec'Tahos. What's your plan?
When we made it through the gate, Uh,
Rush sends
do we have any
someone for us.
inkling of where to go to meet up with Mazgo?
This is an entirely new city. You have never been here before. You have no idea.
Well, I mean, Varish sent somebody for us. That's how we got through the.
That's right. She
She
did.
sent a messenger
Check
delivered a
point.
letter to the dude, I think. But did he stick around, or did they bugger off?
Didn't stick around. No, their simple job was to just to deliver a message to one of the guards.
Okay, well, I guess Liska's gonna turn to Vellum and well, I guess just the group in general. It's like, I guess we don't need to message Varish to have her help deliver us to where we will be staying.
Yeah, this stone only does it once a day, so does y'all think you can toss a message over?
Okay, I do that. I have someone else to send a message to, so I can kill two birds with one stone. A minute. Think.
Sending comes through. Hey, Mazgo, where the fuck we going?
And the city was gonna be
So casual.
It's gonna be so. It's gonna be a little bit more nicer than that.
We're the different.
Alright. Yep. Give me a second though.
Got to think up of those 25 words. It's fine.
Gotta watch your words.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, we
Yeah,
sent a
get-
letter, but you didn't send a courier. What the fuck?
Hey,
Where are we supposed to go?
bruh. Give me one. Yeah, I'm typing this out. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I couldn't exactly ask the pterodons what address they came from.
It's fine. If you want to just like briefly just describe what you want to say, you don't have to type out the exact words.
Yeah,
I imagine
that's
Dejal
what
will be smart enough to put it into 25 words or less.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking a pause to think for at least a minute.
It's like, hey, how's it going? This is Dejar. Hope you're having a good day.
Mhm.
I was wondering if.
Fuck, I ran out of words.
And it continues. But all right, doing the sending right now. Fucking shit.
3 words right there.
Yep. Already got.
Keep an eye out for pickpocketers, everyone, by the way.
Miss Mazga, we have just arrived into the inner city. Where would we be staying at? If you have any ideas, please let me
And-
know.
And it's just cut off there.
That's literally pretty much it. Bare minimum.
A reply comes through. Oh, come join us at the Gilded Fang. You'll never guess who I met at the bazaar a few days ago. In the
Isn't
Valley
that the
Center.
same place you decided to meet up to?
Say that one more time. That was.
Sorry.
She comes back saying, come join us at the Gilded Fang. You'll never guess who I met at the bazaar a few days ago. Valley Center, you cannot miss it. The Big Pit.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought the message was done. And that's why I said things like a stupid. But is that the place that Ida mentioned? I forget.
I think it was, yeah.
I think it is. So she's gonna turn back to the crew. Okay. Go to the Gilded Fang and wait. You met someone at the bazaar? Okay. You're somewhat confused. We need a map. I don't fucking know where that is at all.
Well, none of us have a map, so let's ask around.
Well, she
Apparently.
like, she said where it was in the city, right? She said something, you can't miss it.
It's she said
Big Pit.
she said the Valley Center, you can't miss it, Big Pit.
Okay.
Oh,
then,
okay, so we
yeah,
just
let's
head
just go towards the
towards
center,
the
yeah.
I thought it was like
Yeah,
a
okay, then.
region that we would have to sift through once we got there.
Liska's going to lean down to the first person that is within reach of her, which
Yeah.
there are many, and just like put a hand on the shoulders, like, where is the center of the city? Where is the giant pit?
You put your hands on this sort of this sort of elderly, like a grandmotherly figure, dressed in this sort of bright Whipple type clothing. She shakily points her hands down towards the center of the valley. You can see where all of the various vast tiers of the city kind of drop down and then drop down. These sort of contouring to the shape of the valley, right down to towards the very center, where you can see a number of crisscrossing crystalline waters of the various canals that make their way down here, and you can just about see through the mist or the fog what looks like some sort of square pit in the very distance, where everything seems to funnel down to.
Thank you. And then let's her go. And then toss her a few copper.
A very confused, someone's very old, very confused grandmother who's kind of holds a cup of copper in her hands, looks
It's
up
like,
towards
I met
you.
some adventurers today.
Yeah.
Where's the house? Yes, okay, grandmother.
She was blue and she had horns.
Back in the home.
It's like, let's go inside. Get you out of this sun.
No, she's real. She's real big as a house.
And then,
Absolutely
yeah,
descending
after,
builders.
yeah, after that's done, Liska's gonna be like, okay, that way. And then start walking.
Off we fuck.
Off we fuck into the beyond.
Still gonna keep an eye. I wasn't even joking about that. I'm keeping an eye out for pickpocketers.
Gotcha.
Like, all,
Oh yeah,
like,
that's
you know,
that's fair.
power to them if they manage to steal from Liska, because all her shit is, like, above their reach.
And they're gonna
Jeez.
splat at me to pickpocket you.
Yeah,
I just had
easy
this
to
thought,
notice.
Daniel, if I do
Bear
get
in mind the
pickpocketed,
size of a bag of holding. And also, you have to know what you're reaching into a bag of holding in order to get.
Well, I mean, most pickpocketers aren't gonna be smart enough to know what a bag of holding is.
But yeah, a bag of holding isn't a little pouch. It's a big fucking sack.
So
I mean,
the,
anyway,
the,
yeah.
the crowds grow thicker as you descend deeper into Tec'Tahos, drawn, like all things, towards the city's vast sunken heart. You're kind of swept up in the currents as you make your way through. You can see tiered streets slope downwards in these broad ceremonial terraces, each one lined with walls of red stone, sort of veined with copper and obsidian. Descending is no small task. It's trying to get your caravan down many of these vast flights of steps is going to be a task, or at least that is until you notice a few things. One, your caravan has become this spectacle in its own right. The Bastion, the party's colossal ram, sort of trundles forward with this steady, shaggy determination. Massive hooves clopping against the red stone streets as he pulls Venom's reinforced wagon behind him. Angus's steam hammer puffs along with this loud rhythmic chuff of pressure and steam until the road narrows at one point of one of the ceremonial terraces, where a masked attendant in sun gold robes stands atop a massive, wide, floating stone disc, around 30 feet across, hovering just beyond the terrace's edge. Its golden veins of magic are sort of glimmering faintly. You can see another convoy. This one is stacked with lumber, led by two feathered triceratops, seemingly waiting their turn.
There are checkpoints in every section of the fucking city.
You can see
It's like another elevator system. I feel like it's Cliff Spire
okay.
all over again.
you can
Oh, right, yeah.
indeed you can see just off in the distance others of these wide sort of basalt stone discs that are sort of floating gently back and forth between some of the city's tiers, just to ferry these the various enormous dinosaurs that call this place home.
Yeah, you don't want them. You don't want those things falling downstairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, funny as that would be.
Yeah, just
I
take
think
out a whole swath of people.
You can see.
yeah, funny. I think Angus's steam hammer is going to need its own elevator though.
Yeah, you can see other travellers are pausing nearby, some to make room, others to gawk. A couple of children trail behind Agnes's tank, whispering excitedly in Tahosian about, if you understand this, Liska, because of your band, something about a steam beast. You can see a noble woman atop a silk-shaded parasol sort of scowls at the steamhammer's noise, pulling a fan up to her face as her mount snorts disdainfully.
Get over it, lady. This is the future.
This is the future. Maybe not in your neck of the woods, but in ours it is. Yeah, I guess seeing all this, and so it seems like there is a line for the, like, all the big things like the dinosaurs and whatnot. Perhaps the elderly that can't safely go down lots and lots of stairs. I think with this in mind, Zerth is going to go up to the attendant.
You go up to this attendant. He's an old man in sort of ochre and copper robes, this ceremonial sun mask perched upon his brow rather than over his face, revealing this sort of almost bored expression and sun-leathered skin. He kind of glances up at you with this measured ease, kind of born from seeing stranger sights in a single week than most see in a lifetime.
Right. Those Walmart greeters, man. That 100-yard stare. Zerth is gonna come up. It's like, hello, my friends. I am just curious about the logistics of this elevator. My friends and I, my companions, we come bearing very heavy and unwieldy things. Would that be an issue? Is the cost per party? Is the cost per individual? How much is the cost? I'm sure you can elucidate what I mean.
He kind of gestures beside him, and you see this polished wooden box, the lacquered lid open to reveal this sort of shallow slot lined with gold foil. Thin parchment leather, a small shrine icon depicting a stylized sunburst cradling a coin. And he's, without a word, listening to you, kind of looking over your shoulder, he retrieves a small worn abacus from his sleeve and begins sort of sliding its beads back with a deliberate clicks. His eyes kind of flick from Bastion to the ornate wagon, then to the steam hammer, which kind of earns a longer pause and a small surprised blink. Still, no comment. Click, click, click. And then with a finality, he folds the abacus, kind of taps it once against the wooden rail and murmurs, 6 gold at your weight, heavy but ordinary load.
Can Zerth insight him? Because that seems like a lot for transportation. Like, looking at the people, because obviously we weren't the first in line. People have been going through. Like, looking at the people that paid and went down before us, was like gold the exchange?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Monopolizing on all them adventurer tourists.
Yep. I have so many windows open. Close insight. Ooh, you know what? Let's lucky that.
Oh, you're private mode. There we go.
Still 16.
16. From what you can see, most of the individuals using these systems are either sort of large transports of valuable resources. Lots of how would you put it?
Merchants.
Yeah, lots and lots of merchants, and like whoever else can sort of ferry alongside. You know, the elderly, the infirm, are sort of piggybacking off of many of these merchants using the system to travel. It doesn't seem unusual for larger weights to cost more to travel. Because
Okay.
most of those individuals are either have their funds provided to them via wealthy guilds, as part of the expenses of trade costs, or they themselves are either nobles who are also very wealthy.
Zerth is going to like smile and nods like we are coming from obviously out of the country. We come here on behalf of the Circular Fangs. We have a sponsor. Can I give you a name in order for you to put it on the tab? A bill, perhaps?
He kind of sighs to himself. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
We love passing the buck.
30-20.
Kind of
Filthy.
he sighs to himself, takes out a small sort of parchment attached to a bit of notepad. Starts writes down sort of tests the ink on his quill. Name.
Thinking back, like, sure, Zerth's gonna enjoy this. Like, Vrish Matska?
Gives you a furrow of his brow for a moment,
Big smile.
and I'll just have him roll like an insight check just for the sake of it.
You lie!
Nat 1.
Right. Orish Maska. Very well, she will be notified. Hop on.
Thank you. And Zerth turns around and motions everybody to follow in.
Let's go before they realize something's
Let's
amiss.
go.
Alright. You make your way onto this basalt stone disc. There's a moment before he kind of checks that everything's secured tight. Nothing's about to fall off. No one's about to fall off. You gather this has probably happened once or twice before. And he makes his way towards the
Osha
forefront.
was notified.
Yeah. He makes his way to the forefront of the stone disc and begins gesturing with his hands. You see a faint shimmer of magic flow throughout the stone disc itself until you feel this rumble of stone before it. This hum of magic begins to descend. And
As
until
we're going down,
Yep.
Zerth is going to look at the operator guy. Just kind of goes to stand by. It's like, is there some means of getting like a disc pass or something that we can use for frequent use and whatnot, so it isn't such a outrageous charge all the time?
I've never thought about that personally. That's an interesting thought. That would make sense.
You know.
I suppose just for the sake of brevity here, I would imagine you would be able to get one, but it'll be fairly costly.
Yeah, more upfront versus
Yeah.
over time.
So I'll say for like a day's pass will probably net you about 10, 15 gold.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. Sorry.
Moving around a
Continue.
lot. Savings.
Yeah, and we also, once I figure out how many elevators are going to actually be in this place,
You
Yeah, 'cause
gather
we're-
that's what we
from
decide.
from looking around, just out in the open here, you can see off in the distance there are a fair few large basalt discs that are making their way up and down the various tiers. Some are sort of shorter journeys than others are longer journeys, but you gather with as many tiers as this city has, sort of all ferrying down into the valley center. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, because like we don't even know if the middle is going to be our final destination. Like our place to stay is there. We may end up having to go somewhere else, and that means more lifts.
And you can certainly see the vast majority of the people here, thousands of people, are using the stairs themselves. Unless they come with like larger creatures alongside them.
Yeah. So Zerth is going to look at the elevator man, the operator. It's like, how about that initial payment? Tack on the remainder of the cost of one of those passes onto that, and we'll just take one pass.
I'll say one more persuasion check.
Alright. He tends to be good at these.
28.
28.
To be good.
He kind of shrugs his shoulders, makes his way over towards the box as the elevator comes to a standstill at the bottom of this current tier, and kind of fishes around in a small open compartment and pulls out this carved wooden slat. Carved with the likeness of a sort of a feathered serpent. And he hands it over towards you.
Zerth
Once
accepts it with a smile.
Once the day is done, give it back to another operator.
Of course. I promise. He gives a very flashy, and not even flashy, like a very solemn bow.
He gives a nod.
But just, out of curiosity, like what would happen if I lost it or I did not return it?
Then you would either pay a fine, or if you did not return it, then the guards would probably seek you out.
Okay. Good to know. And he gives a wink and turns and leads the party off the platform.
You kind of the operator ferries you and kind of shoos you away for the next few to use the elevator, and you continue on. Save for brevity, I won't describe like any other elevator trips. You don't need that. But for the meantime, as you make your way towards the valley centre, the path eventually kind of levels out, and the final steps of the descent give way as you find yourselves entering the centre of the valley, the sacred heart of Tec'Tahos. Here, the streets breathe. You can feel it with every footstep on the warm stone, the steady pulse of it. The steady pulse of industry, history, and just maybe something older still. The bustle here is not chaotic; it's more orchestrated, tamed, but never quite still. Canals are everywhere, wide and winding. Their polished banks of red stone shimmer beneath a ceaseless cascade of cool, glimmering water, almost clear. Sacred aqueducts from the valley's heights, feeding these arterial streams, and you swear you can see in the deeper canals, plesiosaurs, sleek-bodied, long-necked, glide with these sort of silent grace. And you can also see some of them have these gold-hemmed reins trailing from their jaws, each one led gently behind by handlers in ceremonial blue. And when they turn, the entire canal bends with them, traffic parting, adjusting, flowing in this perfect rhythm like blood in a living vein. And certainly from here, I think you would particularly notice this. I've completely forgotten my own player characters' names. What is wrong with me? Sayun and Etheria. That's it. The two people who can see good. It becomes impossible to ignore the various obsidian obelisks that tower across the city. In fact, you've just passed one.
Yeah. Fancy.
Geometric giants of black glass each etched in sharp relief with Toshan sigils, old as the dynasty itself. The presence across the city is almost symmetrical, very deliberate, like the spine of some ancient script written in stone. You can see gold caps catch the sunlight, turning each into this like a sunbeam made solid. And whenever the wind shifts as you pass one of them, you swear you can hear the hum of power.
And they all
No
encircle the
idea.
middle.
Giant, magical defense system.
Probably.
You have no idea how much I want to see one of those topple over.
I was gonna say one of those activate.
Also your
but
destructive
no,
energies.
You just want to destruct. Yeah.
Beneath your feet, in some places, the streets quite literally shine. Not metaphorically, not illusion. Gold. Thin sheets of gold, inlaid veins, even hammered bricks run along the walkways, around archways and across steps like decorative roots. This is not ostentation, not vulgar wealth for its own sake. Here in Tec'Tahos, gold is a mark of divine favour and cultural reverence, a sacred metal gifted by the gods, as so the stories say, to sanctify civilization. And in the valley centre, the heart of that civilization, the gold flows freely. Even the gutters glint.
Still full of leaves, though, probably. Gold and
Man,
full of leaves.
Yeah.
No,
It
I
is.
resisted to say something, but Jesus Christ.
You can see the establishments here. They straddle that line between the temple, between temple and trade. Each shopfront rises with the dignity of a shrine. Arched doorways framed in carved relief, frescoes depicting founder spirits and beasts of burden, columns wrapped in greenery and bright feathers. Even the stalls selling various obsidian tools or bronze saddles have gilded awnings and incense burners. The shopkeepers wear robes of woven jade thread. Their tone, from what you can hear as you pass, polite, patient, deliberate, feels more like a priestly rite than salesmanship. Every transaction, this miniature ceremony, every handshake, this like a vow almost. You pass a smithy that smells of hot metal and rain-washed stone, the forge shaped like a dragon's mouth, fed by bellows worked by a steady one-eyed ankylosaur. And in the square beyond, a boy recites lineage prayers as he polishes the horns of a painted triceratops. Beside him, a scribe kneels beneath a tree older than any building you've seen yet, inking a contract into a strip of cured dinosaur hide. Yeah, here seems cleaner, cooler, touched by the mist of nearby fountains and shades of the city's immense descending terraces. And somewhere in the distance, a conch horn sounds, answered by the quiet roll of a drum elsewhere in the city. Balconies shaped like sanctuaries overlook the scene, their gardens sort of spilling over with orchid vines and sunfruit, watched by robed elders and lounging beasts alike. We do have a moment here, so travelling through the city to talk amongst yourselves as I search through my notes.
This place is fucking big.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable with how tall and open it is.
It, well, kind of goes with the culture.
There is so much
Seems-
water.
Feels kind of like home.
Spending so much time indoors and underground lately, it's a nice break.
This is gonna look. It sounds like. Do they have a lot of waterways in the Jade Kingdom?
Well, Some places do, some places don't. It's just. For once, I actually feel at home.
So it's a mixed bag. Interesting.
Nah,
I
it's
will say it is very different than the necropolis.
very.
Yeah.
And
Yes, it's
don't
cheery
worry,
though.
you get used to decisive things.
Hey,
Hey,
Shut up. I held back.
didn't
You
want to
have
say
to as well.
nothing. I did not want to say nothing.
This is on you guys for misinterpreting.
If I can
Oh,
hold
no,
my tongue, everyone else should be able to.
that's true. Sable is the.
I'm usually
the
the
guy
first
who
to jump
does
on
it.
the easy fucking no effort jokes.
One brain cell. One brain cell.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have meandered our way
Meander.
towards our
Oh,
way
is
towards
the screen
the
black for anyone?
Nope, I see a Pikachu.
Nope. I
There's a quick
see
note, Jenner, though.
the street.
On the way, Vellum would have been taking notes of particular vendors of interest, locations he can
Gotcha.
maybe find his way back to later.
I will say, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Once the game lets me function.
Hang on.
Oh,
I'm gonna-
now it's black.
One second.
back to the big map.
Oh, there we go. Now we're on main map again.
You're gonna draw an X over things?
16 is not great.
Oh no, I've just been locked out. Hang on.
It's not a nice thing to say. It's just
Okay,
been here the whole
so
time.
as we come back into the game with a 16, a couple of things that you do notice. You do see some sort of. As I get my notes up, you can see sort of tucked beneath a canopy of sort of broad-leafed vines and watchful stone jaguar heads is the entrance to some sort of some sort of store. You can see in both Tahosian and Trade Tongue is the name Zoroka's Roost.
Nice. Discovered the first merchant.
The outer
Probably
walls
not
are
a useful one based on the bow and arrows, but it's still a merchant.
the outer walls are adorned with bone-carved fetishes and hung masks, sort of strung with feathers, each one flickering the glyphs of a Takanda etched in ash. You can see immediately as you pass two sleek raptors, one with a crimson throat fan, the other with jade-coloured eyes, lounges beside the doorway, watching you pass in perfect silence. They don't bare teeth. They don't seem to blink, but they are seemingly listening and watching.
They've got raptor bouncers, guys. We're fucked. But you did mention, like, during your blurb on the way,
Mhm.
there was, I think, some kind of forge manned by a dinosaur, a one-eyed dinosaur.
Yes.
Bellow band, rather. I don't think the dinosaur was doing any forging.
No. The Ankylosaur was sort of working the bellows.
Yeah, so where would I be able to, like, mentally keep track of where that was? For a
Sure,
possible
it's
visit later?
not it's not an actual vendor on the map, so to say, but you can certainly keep track of that. I mean, you've seen a few smithies on your way here, but you do notice just above Zoroka's Roost here is a is a sort of perched upon it is an eagle that sort of seems to regard you as you pass. Go ahead and make an insight check.
That's a sus-looking eagle.
The
That's a
sussest
normal-looking eagle.
With a 14, the only thing you're able to make out, there is some degree of intelligence behind those eyes, but you're unable to surmise what, why, or how.
I'm just driving past him as a weird bird. Right. Well, I've held us up enough. Let's get to the meeting place.
All right. Eventually, you do spot both Etheria and Sayun, what appears to be to the east of the valley's ceremonial heart. Past quiet shrines and crimson-tiled lanes looms this colonnaded plaza unlike any other. You hear the hum of laughter and the clink of boneware before you even see it, but when you do, you see a massive stone awning, vast and sloped like the outstretched wing of some fallen god, held aloft by columns the width of ox carts. Each pillar engraved with patterns of open jaws, coiling serpents, the names of long forgotten or long fallen arena champions. The air beneath is cooler, shaded, and filled with the distant scent of flame, charred meat, and fermented citrus. And beneath this vaulted canopy, nestled between these sort of rib-like wall struts and massive bone sconces, is the entrance to what you can see in Tec'Tahos and Tahosian, the Gilded Fang. Two curved saurian ribs, quite literally bone, form the the threshold arch. Polished white surfaces veined with gold and obsidian. Between them yawns a gate lined with enormous fangs, still sharp, still sacred. This entire building beneath this canopy of stone is seemingly built using the remains of some enormous beast, sort of woven into the stone itself, ornamented with it. And beneath the sign you see, again both in Tec'Tahos and Tahosian, drink deep, die glorious. But you right now are currently in an enormous cavalcade of various creatures and vehicles. What are you going to do with that? What's the plan here?
I guess find somewhere to park.
That's the idea. Did that too.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they can get rid of it once we put the steam hammer somewhere. It's kind of just there and they have to deal with it.
All right.
Pretty much.
So I won't even have you roll perception for this. I think Etheria and Zone will be able to point this out. I'll point this out on the map as well. You can see around here where these sort of stone colonnades surround this plaza. There we go. These sort of L-shaped buildings that you see from above here on the map. Various sort of lined with stone columns. You can see various other carts here are sort of tied up along with their beasts. You can see some attendants are sort of managing the area with various troughs of greenery. Pretty much all of the creatures here leashed up are herbivorous. Large triceratops and chylosaurs. Most are some sort of variant of hadrosaur.
Right. I guess park somewhere, and assumedly attendant's gonna want some money or something. I don't know.
Like, I mean, technically, the steam hammer isn't a creature. Only Bastion needs to be put
Yeah.
up.
You can see, you can see alongside the creatures there are various carts and very smaller pulled vehicles that have been locked up here as well.
Oh, so they're right side by side. Nice.
Yeah. This would be, I'll say, about 5 silver a day to keep your beast, your carts here, your steam hammer.
Wait, say that again? I didn't quite catch the start of it.
5 silver a day.
Yeah, 5 silver a day to keep your beast, your steam hammer here, your wagon, just for maintenance, making sure anyone that needs to be fed is well fed.
Yeah, so just a gold basically for the 2 vehicles.
Well, you said 5 silver a day, or yada yada yada. Is that per or total?
Sorry, I should have been clear on that. It's 5 silver per creature, and this will be 5 silver per vehicle, effectively. So 1 gold, 5 silver for the lot.
Okay, per day. All right.
All right, I can just take that out of the party.
Yeah,
group
take that out
inventory.
of the party chat.
The
1
good old
gold,
group
5
inventory is
silver
already coming
per
in.
day.
Per day,
No,
but we don't know if
5
we're
is
going to be
3 for
moving
2.
again. So
Yeah. I mean, even for a month, that's
How long do we
just
anticipate
45
being here?
gold. Yeah.
well, again, we don't know if we're
Okay.
going to a different part of the city to bed down.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to leave them here, that's your choice. But by the end of the day,
But we still need to talk to Varesh. Like,
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I'm saying let's not get ahead of
like,
ourselves.
how about
but-
we just park here for a second, for
Yeah.
a little bit, go in, see what's going on, and then put some money in the meter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
this
paid
is
for the one day,
temporary
let's stay for
parking.
however long we need to, and then when we do move elsewhere, if we do move elsewhere, we can worry about it then.
Yeah, temp parking to go talk and then move when we need to.
sure.
All right, I put money in the meter.
Okay. So,
Now,
Set it-
question before
yes.
we do go in. Atlas, is Etheria keen on coming in as well, or is this too much for her, from the boonies brain to handle?
It seems she's actually just fine in society.
Okay.
She does not seem to be a anti-society type ranger.
Oh, that's good. Just because if she wants to come in, I'm gonna bring Vodmir in. But if she's not coming in, then I can. bring
Yeah,
Vodmir
she would like to
inside.
come in. She doesn't want to just wait outside.
Yeah, I figure I'd check because
you
courtesy and all
bringing. I'm assuming you're bringing Vladimir in with you as well.
that. Yeah, we're not gonna leave her in the car
Okay.
in the hot sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the middle
Yeah,
of
no,
summer.
Don't
do
leave
not
the
leave
child in a hot
in car.
So-
Do not.
So we're just gonna carry an unconscious body in.
She's asleep, quote unquote. It's fine.
That's still unconscious.
That doesn't stop. Does not.
Could someone just wait outside with? Zerth will wait outside with Vadmia.
Sure, that works. I just didn't want
you know,
another case
are we-
where I just
Are we
forgot about my
stopping here
child.
for a while? Is that where? Are we going in? We're stopping and we're having a
We
rest?
don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
That's
if we're
why I was
meeting
like,
someone.
wait before we pay, because we don't know if we're gonna be
Good.
here for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 6 hours. Like,
I assume they
I'm
make
a-
you pay
I'm a
before
little-
putting your vehicles in.
I'm a little lost exactly where we're at, what this building is, and why we're here.
we're meeting up.
Is this just a
Varesh.
stable?
We're
Oh.
meeting up Varesh at the Gilded Fang, which is where she said to meet.
Yes.
Okay.
And it has parking.
It has covered parking that you pay for.
Yeah.
Eh. Let's
As-
let's go talk to the lady.
As you are, just before that, as you're making your sort of setup here, Dequani's gonna sort of signal at you, Dejar. For
Okay.
it's for a private conversation, it seems.
All right.
Secrets and lies, secrets and lies.
He follows.
So, it kind of takes you behind the wagon for a moment, kind of glancing through the window occasionally at towards Vobnia.
What is it?
She's quiet now, but the residue is still there, clinging like moss. I will put it to you straight. I have seen enough. I stayed longer than I intended. He kind of reaches into his satchel of holding and retrieves a lacquered scroll tube, obsidian dark, carved with shimmering planar runes, and he hands it over to you. The scroll.
Okey-dokey.
It is yours. A plane shift spell.
Thank you.
untarnished, unbound. I do not require it anymore. Your,
Thank you. Your help?
your, your little, stargazer gave me something far more valuable than a nightmare heart. Deep insight into a force I was unfamiliar with but a month ago. Now, deeply familiar with.
He gives a nod. So, I'm guessing we part ways, yes? That's what I'm getting?
For now.
He's gauging.
For now, yes. Kind of looks over towards Vladimir, sort of lost in thought a moment. Do you know what it means to witness a withering dream firsthand?
Considering what just happened, a little bit.
I do know.
It's
You know what it means to witness to the edge of a sleeping mind while the nightmare breathes through the veins. All the while mortal minds wander through it like a maze as their bodies slumber. It's clarifying.
to an extent, yes.
I've studied horrors born of fractured planes and forgotten gods. I've spoken with things whose names fall apart when written, but this was unique.
At the mention of him saying that he talked about those otherworldly things, Gar's eyes narrowed for a bit. So you've been he searches for the word, entertaining other beings, if I am hazard to guess.
Entertaining? No.
Observed?
Observed, yes. I have seen otherworldly beings. And I have a few regrets. One of which I mean to rectify here. That is why we part ways.
See.
His gaze ventures back towards Vodmir, still kind of asleep in the wagon. He is a prism de jour, and through her I glimpsed more than memory. The nightmare is not chaos. It is refusal. A dream that won't end. A wound that scabs and festers and whispers to be scratched. There is a pattern to everything, you know. Planar
As
alignment.
much as
Good.
as much as that is true, there are still some things that, as much as both he points to you and I have curious minds, can lead to horrible consequences if delved too deep.
Understand that more than anyone. Except perhaps, I would imagine, you.
Let's just say there's been a few times, yes, but other than that, we will not speak any more of that.
Indeed. But I do sense that you've grown. In power, yes, but also in discernment. Someone with something to prove is becoming someone with things to protect.
Yes, you could say that. But she just looks at her hands for a minute. Things protect.
Well, regardless, that scroll will take you wherever you and wherever your will and tuning fork allow. Just remember, sometimes doors go both ways.
Yep. God knows that. Very much so.
Right. Kind of rolls up his sleeves for a moment. The city's got too much noise for a man who remembers it as a jungle, but I have business in it nonetheless. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
And thank you for being such a great help.
Very well. And then he mutters a phrase in this strange profane language, as a shimmering rift sort of tears itself into being behind him, etched with lines that resemble neither arcane nor divine magic, but something older, you're not sure. And without a word, he steps backwards into the portal. And it snaps shut with a deep, wet thrum, leaving behind only a faint scorch mark in the shape of a spiral.
Is that guy a fucking demon?
No, I have a suspicion of something
Just
else.
a warlock.
Yeah, I'm gonna wager a warlock as well.
Yeah, we mentioned of other beings. Like, yeah, no, that makes sense. The show is like, great, all right. See that scorch marks prestidigitate, so no one else sees it, and goes back to the group.
And in we go.
As you head inside, let me bring up the... Here we go, here's the image. The interior is something between a hunting lodge, an altar, and like a war story carved into stone. You walk...
Sorry.
You walk beneath the fossilized ribs of some sort of enormous creature, some sort of gargantuan beast slain, likely in one of the first arena battles. The bones form the ceiling, its jaw is the bar, its petrified heartstone rumoured to lie somewhere beneath the hearth. Murals line the interior walls, depictions of its slaying, of arena blood spilled in its honour. Gold-flecked bone chandeliers hang from the high ceiling from wrought iron chains, swaying gently in the shaded air. Saurian skulls grin from behind the bar, each repurposed to hold aged liquors of various flickering spirits. The clink of horned mugs and various hardened terracotta jugs fill the room. Low laughter mixes with music, deep drums and throat-sung harmonics.
Well then.
So I would like to apologize first, Tanner. It is a great set piece. I like the vibe. I was giggling because he looks so happy. His jaw coming out a little too far forward as well makes it so much better. He's happy
I
to be here.
absolutely love him.
I love him. He's amazing. It's like, hey guys,
You have a centerpiece.
oh, is everybody having a good day?
Anime
Come on
dead.
in, have a drink. Oh god. I'm way too easily pleased. You put a silly little guy in front of me and I'm fucking happy.
Ooh.
You were
Blood
The
of
guy in
arena.
every party that wants to adopt the goblin.
Probably.
He
I
fucking
mean, I kind of
did.
did. I have a daughter. She's just a different kind of goblin. Oh god, that laughing heated me up. I need to fucking stand up. Okay, so yeah, did we catch sight of Benefactor anyway?
Go ahead. This place is very, very busy. Go ahead and make a perception check.
You know what? I'll just roll.
Sure.
Yeah, let's have Sal roll. She's good at it.
24.
There you go.
Yeah.
So one of the first
I
things.
forgot.
Oh,
My proficiency went up.
yeah, it did.
Yeah, you level.
So, one of the first things that you notice is the clientele here is very flashy. You can see many of them are wearing this sort of gold bangled jewelry, very ornate looking robes. This is very clearly the high society of Tec'Tahos. This is very likely the highest class bar or tavern in the city. And you also notice set into the far wall in a hollow behind a curtain of deep red silk is some sort of private booth that glows with a soft lantern light, and within it are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 striking figures. You see Ida sits poised as ever, polished, composed. Her dark blue bodice is crisp, her long coat lined with gold and pressed sharp. She looks up, violet eyes catching yours, and lifts a single finger in greeting. A quiet summons, and beside her, draped in a mantle of moss green fur and blooming with live flowers, is Tuli. And she beams the moment she sees you all. There's this warmth a warmth so immediate it disarms. Horn sort of crowned in petals and shimmering vines, even in the tavern gloom. Seated opposite them, one leg crossed across the other, is a familiar woman in deep red and obsidian silk, a bold, feathered clasp at her shoulder. Varesh. Her smile is subtle, close-lipped, amused, measured, but her eyes immediately light up when she sees you. The fourth figure that you see is a demoness, another one. Sort of grey skin, dark grey horns that curl up in this ornate swoop, dressed immaculately. This is Lucia.
Yagoil!
What the fuck was that?
Damn.
I think upon seeing them and seeing Ida and Tuli, Liska's going to like curse slightly under her breath, and then kind of duck to the side behind big smiling skull face, and then come back with that feathered headdress she got at.
Okay.
in that resort
Okay,
camp.
I see. Covering up the horns.
Oh yeah, you don't want him seeing that.
And then she's just gonna kind of like awkwardly put it on her head, make sure it's settled right, and then follow the party in.
All right. Ida kind of stands up, arms open wide. It's wonderful to see you here in Tec'Tahos. What do you think of the city so far? Varesh kind of chimes in. About time. I was wondering. I was starting to think you'd gotten lost in the city.
Well, not
It's a
too
very
far
big
from
city.
it.
It's a very big one. Yes.
Please sit down. Ida kind of gestures everyone to sort of scoot aside this rapidly sardine-packed table.
I'll have to drag a second table over at this rate.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
even listen.
Varesh sort of signals a hand, and you watch as a couple of tavern attendants begin creaking, grinding at one of these larger tables towards the first, effectively expanding it by twofold, allowing you all to have your own individual seats here.
Is there like a booth, or is this like?
It's a booth, but now it's being extended out with another table, essentially.
Liz is gonna see if she can bookend Ida with Tuli. So it's like Tuli, Ida, Liska.
Okay.
Sandwich.
Yeah, fair enough.
Question, Jen.
Yes.
Are Ida and Varesh wearing their respective showpieces?
They
that
are.
Velen made? Yeah, publicity. There will be like a
Ever
sort
the
of
merchant.
momentary sort of smile of pride as he notices like it's different when it's out in the wild, kind of thing, like seeing his works out there for all to behold. Yeah, you can sit on down. It was a long road getting here, but it's a lot better now we're actually made it.
Well, so what's been happening with all of you? Please do tell. We've all just been discussing it's oddly, how would you put it? It's oddly serendipitous that we should all here have some sort of connection to all of you. There's a nod towards Lucia as well, and that we're all in the same place. I figured, why not invite us all here to meet all of you?
Yeah, that is a bit funny.
Hero looks at Lucia to. Okay, who is this?
Does she say that out loud?
He's whispering. He's whispering it, but she's like, he has like a look on her face, like, who's this?
Who the fuck this
Oh
bitch?
no.
Forget about what Lucy looked like.
Lucia is immediately gonna spot Dejar, but does she kind of notice the fact that she's kind of like glancing at her and looking confused?
Right?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, so she would instantly like feel this like, oh, who the fuck is this? At this, Lucia's gonna instantly notice Dejar and just immediately start like smiling. Previously she was like kind of fanning herself relaxedly with like this ornate silk kind of fan. You know, she's not really used to this like hot kind of dry heat. She's gonna stand up and just like continuing to smile. She's gonna go, Dejar! My beloved sister, how are you? And she's gonna stand up, kind of scoot across, and just give her a big old hug.
Richard is just in a moment of shock at the moment.
It is so lovely to see you. Oh, and with all your friends too. How have your travels been, my dearest?
There's a pause. I'm sorry, who are you?
She's gonna like pull back from this hug. You notice immediately that her hands are cold, like stepping outside from, you know, a frosty morning kind of cold. Unusually cold from it being so warm outside. And this demoness, Lucia, is gonna tilt her head and say, Dejar? It's me, of course. Your sister. Are you, And then, like, noticing this, like, visible confusion on Dejar's face, her smile is just gonna falter. Oh. She realizes something. Dejar, are you being serious? Do you not remember me?
Miss, a little hard to say. I frankly have lost quite a bit of my mind.
Well, that much isn't unusual for you, but sudden memory loss is a bit peculiar. That's all right. That's all right. We'll touch on that later. For the moment, why don't you get settled down? Enjoy the rest of this this evening with the company here. I'll catch you whenever it's a bit less public. And she just kind of, again, reassuring smile, gentle tap in the shoulder. Again, her hands are freezing. There's something unusual about this woman that you can instantly tell.
He's holding the Lucia's hand. It's on her shoulder.
It's the fact that, like, she's so familiar with you seemingly, and she's so friendly, but her face, from, like, you know, her kind of like shadowy eyes and, you know, red kind of pupils and glare, it's setting off some radars for you.
Well, it is, but at the same time, she's like trying to. She is really searching through whatever fraction of her mind is. Sure. Let's do that later. Before we do, I'm sorry. I want to remember, but yeah, we can talk later.
You know what? That's all right. And her face just kind of falls again, seemingly remembering something. But she quickly, like, stows it away. Her smile kind of reappears. Well, come. I would love to hear about what you've done on the road so far. If you don't mind joining us in our company. Are you familiar with Ida and Julie?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. I'm sure they would love to hear about what all you've gotten up to.
Huh?
She kind of like sits down and kind of like motions to join with the rest of them.
It sure does. So he's her eyes are very kind of looking down at her own hands, but just occasionally glancing at Lucia's.
Is she looking for anything in particular, or is it just kind of like the sensation of her embrace?
It's a sensation of her embrace. Like she's trying so desperately to search throughout her mind right now, and it is like not a visible panic, but given that Lucy knew Dejar from before the adventuring, that there's a little hairline of like, oh god, what the fuck did I have done? Do I know this person? Shit.
It's like, well, what'd I do? Hello, do I know you?
Maybe a little retelling of what we've been up to can give some context.
Yes. She kind of like claps her hands together. That would bring a lot of clarity to the situation. You can kind of notice that Lucia is a little bit taken aback by the fact that Dejar has seemingly lost all memory of Lucia, but she's eager to kind of gain more context.
Well, either way, it's good to see you again, Miss Lucy.
It's great to see you too, Mr. Harbridge. She just
I
smiles.
go by Bajir now.
Oh! She just, her face kind of lights up again. Oh, congratulations!
No, just a name change.
I'm not
nothing.
sure who that name has come from, but no new family then, hmm?
Well, that's a long story. Anyway, let's catch you up, I guess. And so
Right,
we're not
no
talking about.
engagements underneath my nose.
He's a dad now.
He's a dad now, and she her smile kind of beams. That is absolutely wonderful. I don't know how you manage that with such a busy schedule.
Well, Ida kind of holds her hand up. It's not so much that as it is, I believe you said adoption, Willem.
Yes, that is the situation. Young Satyr girl, Vladimir. She's resting at the moment.
So
Vladimir?
I believe I did go through with this. I believe I did tell you yesterday about Vladmir's situation, Lucia.
Yes. And she's you can tell she's recalling something in her mind. Right. So you're her father then?
Yes, I am.
That's good.
Twilly says, kind of softly, voice cracking. Oh, it is. Oh, a withering sleep has taken her?
Yes.
I didn't want to believe it when Ida told me. I thought maybe she was just overwhelmed that it would pass, but to hear
No.
she's fallen to a withering sleep, it is heartbreaking.
I think it's best if we start at the beginning. He looks to Vellum. How this all happened?
I did.
Right.
I have filled them all in on the details. But if you'd like to provide
thank
more,
God.
if you'd like to provide more context, I won't stop you.
I think the important thing is
I
that
do know
she.
this must be hard on you.
The important thing is she's managing well for what she's going through. We've gotten some help, and Etherea's been valuable on that front.
Tuli nods.
Who I assume is lurking somewhere.
I was just assuming she's staying with her in the cart.
No, you can come on in.
That was
They're
brought up.
staying with her.
Is Zerth not with her, watching her at the moment?
Yeah, Zerth has an eye on Vladimir, so Etheria can come in. That was the whole.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to play multiple characters, Atlas, you don't have to.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Sorry, I didn't think. I just.
Oh
I
no,
wanted
that's
to-
not a problem. It's just I don't know if that would go super well.
It's completely up to you, dude. If Etheria walks in, see this cavalcade of demons, is like, I don't know, and then just backs out, that's completely acceptable.
Pretty sure she could just walk in, look around, and then go back out, and none would notice.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Either way, it's
She just,
entirely in your court.
Yeah, she just pops in, starts blending in with the foliage, in the ceiling. No one notices that she's in the scene, but she's just watching
Where did
everything.
we get this oddly shaped potted plant?
Yeah, as Vellum
Is
says
she here?
about
Yeah, she's here. She's been here.
Stealth.
She's here.
We don't know.
As Vellum says, Etherea's been invaluable. He looks around as if he's trying to find her, but then just immediately gives up. Is like, I'm sure she's here somewhere.
And here,
Lucia also starts looking around.
it's just like hairs on the back of everyone's neck stands up for some reason.
You don't know where she is. You just assume that somewhere there is an Etheria. And I suppose we can just, for the sake of not the role-playing the whole thing out, we fill them in on the necessary details
Gotcha. At the end
of our adventures.
as you finish up recounting your adventures that you've had so far, Uli kind of there's a notable drop in Uli's demeanor And a frown furrows her brow. She hasn't even seen her 80th summer. She should be running through thistle fields, not dreaming this deep, not yet.
I'm afraid Vladmir's had a very rough go of it. Her life has not been as
Kind.
easy as it could have been, as it should have been.
You notice Resh, who's also been watching with tension, but with the tension of someone who's witnessing a piece of their memory break, sort of exhales. She was so vibrant when I met her in Nitzel. Vellum brought us both through the markets there. Vladimir and we got along instantly. She kept pulling me toward the stalls she liked best, dragging me by the hand like we'd known each other for years. She made me laugh, genuinely. It doesn't happen often.
That's my little girl. And he does give it like a genuinely, like, as much as like recounting the recent complete fucking cavalcade of shit we've been through.
Mm-hmm.
His mildly dour demeanor is like warmed a little bit by that. So now, there we are. We finally made it after a very long road, and things are gonna get better.
I should hope so, Tully says. A calling should feel like a yearning, a hunger in your bones. From what you've told me, I would suspect this would feel more like grief, fear. Like her spirit is curled in on itself to keep from breaking. Edith says, I told them what I knew, that Varmia followed you willingly, that you fought back something old, something corrupt, and thank you for bringing more clarity to this. You certainly didn't abandon her. That you're still walking the dream beside her, guiding her through it.
Yeah. Not me personally, but the people who know what they're doing can. All I can do is support and, well, deal with my own dreams.
Rudy sighs. She won't find her way back alone. Not from something this twisted.
Well, she won't be alone.
Varesh says, this nightmare, I've heard the name, Tully mentioned it. But, until today, I thought it was just a metaphor. Well...
No, it isn't.
Okay.
It's not. The answer is no, it is not. It is very real. Very, very influential. He just is like thinking back to that moment of that book he gave to the Banzala. Very corrupting.
And obviously, we had no idea about it going in. At least not anything that bad.
I don't know what I can do to help. I know less than I like about this nightmare, but I suppose this is what it feels like to feel helpless.
Well, if what we did there took hold, doubt you'll need to be worrying about it. Honestly, that's on Banzala's groundwork now, not ours. His region, his problem.
I love your thinking, Vellum, but it's... Keep it simple, yes, but as long as we keep her in happy spirits, it should be fine.
No, we've done all we can with that whole nightmare situation. We're just dealing with the aftermath.
And how long do we have to deal with it? How long do we have to keep our spirits up? Do we even know?
Truly,
When are we talking years?
Tuli looks over to you, Niska, places a reassuring hand on your shoulder. I did sense some sort of dark presence a moment ago on approach. That, I would assume, would be little Vadmia. Her most painful memories are ahead. The ones she hides even from herself. The moments that made her small, or feel small, lost her, unloved. And the nightmare is waiting. You see, I am sure you all know by now. It feeds on fear, pain, despair most of all. It waits for her to believe she is alone, that no one will come for her, that she's not worth the return. If she starts to believe that, the nightmare will root itself into her, and it will not let go.
We're not gonna let that happen.
Just research something. And like, let's go. Audibly clenches her fist. The adamantine kind of like creaking. It's like, I wish that there was just something that I could do. I do not have magic. There's nothing I can punch or kick or kill.
Well,
Maybe I'll allow this guy.
there is something. It's just hard to make. I have the ingredients. It's just I can make an instance that allows. You remember that satyr woman in Itzel? He looks too Vellum. That helped us.
If I
with
say
the
that
dream.
again, you were a little.
Sorry, I have it close to my face, but I don't know why.
It's just the
remember
quality is a little
that-
weird because of the storm, probably.
Yeah. Remember that satyr dreamer that we the dream therapy that we did in Italy?
Yeah, that was a while ago, but I remember.
I have the recipe to make those type of incense sticks, and with my spell, the dream, I can bring at least, with some aid from Assyria, bring at least one or two more people along into the dream.
Well, the more we can bring, the less you'll feel alone, and the more we'll have to fight back this nightmare.
Indeed,
Like,
she'll need you to be her anchor, her tether, her firelight in the dark. And when she breaks, because she will, you have to remind her who she was before the nightmare touched her. And her eyes kind of sweep across the group. Will you do that?
Sorry, was that will you do that?
She said, will you do that? Will you
Without a
walk?
second
of course.
Will you walk beside her again, knowing how much darker it may become?
Yes.
I am not new to darkness.
I'll not leave my daughter to it.
Different jungle, same beasts.
Her eyes, Tuli's eyes move from face to face as each of you answers. Quiet nods. Vows made, not in grand speeches, but in steady gazes, words spoken with weight. Thank you. There's that look. She kind of exhales long and slow, as if releasing a breath she'd been holding on to since the moment you mentioned, or at least probably since she knew that Vladimir was in this sleep, in this state. There's that soft, reassuring smile glance towards Iska as well.
I'd
That's
hope
cool,
she'd,
Lieutenant.
I'd hope she'd be able to see us in the tournament, but... Well,
Zerth
take
will
as
just
long
have
as she
to paint a vivid picture. It'll be fine. She'll get to relive it, and hopefully he'll make us sound even better than we will be.
Which
we'll
says,
do what we can.
Which says, if there is anything that I can do, anything at all, please do not hesitate to ask me. Admittedly, I feel a bit out of my depth in this conversation.
Well, I mean,
Are you taking a short rest?
I forgot to level her. Never mind me maxing my hit die.
I'm mad, EP. I'm gonna go lay down.
Just up in the rafters.
She's
Wow,
just
this
laying on top of the
conversation
skull.
is really wearing me out. I
Just
would
a
like
honk
take a
shoot.
nap.
The stealthiest function.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
I imagine Etheria is just privy to all of this conversation. She knows exactly what's being said. Just
Yeah, perched.
yeah.
well, there is one thing though we need to bring up. Where we're staying in our time here. Obviously, we need somewhere to bed down, but
Well, of
preferably
course.
somewhere safe.
Well, while you're staying here in Tec'Tahos, between bouts of blood sport and brand building, of course. Rush begins. I was terribly tempted to book you a stay at the Veiled Ziggurat. Kind of gestures with a faint upward flick of her hands, as if conjuring the terraces above. Sanctum of stillness, suites carved into cool stone, grand bathing areas, personalized tea. You'll be neighbors with Dream Oracles and Tekandan aspirants. Honestly, I
Is
thought
it
you...
safe?
Oh, very much so. I thought you deserved the best.
And yet you said you wanted to.
Yes. And Tuli kind of grins and holds up a hand. Where we're staying. Ida says, the staff bows twice and speaks in single syllables. It's unbearable. But very cozy. And Vresh continues, yes, I said I was thinking of it. Which is why I didn't book it. At 140 gold a week, even I call that a flex. Besides, I live here. Tec'Tahos is my home. In Atl Maheta, the wealthiest district in the city. I live in a
Humble brag.
I live in a modest estate there. Third tier. Clean lines, grand view of the city. Terribly inconvenient to some of the people in the Undercity, but I make do. And she kind of
She uses the word modest and estate in the same sentence.
Yeah, and modest estate. Annoying to the
Let's
under.
not breathe over that.
Just a small mansion, you know.
Is she just gloating about her wealth, or is she offering us to stay at hers? I need to be
I'm
clear
not
on
she-
that.
sure.
Yeah, let's
she-
let her
she-
finish and we'll
she
see.
continues.
Yeah.
And I've just finished refurbishing the guest house beside it. Nothing extravagant. 2 floors, 2 halves, a private terrace, and a courtyard with enough room to spar or sulk, depending on your mood. Tuli kind of says, that doesn't sound terribly modest. Well, modest...
Certainly modest by Varesh's standards, I reckon. She kind of pipes up.
Oh, certainly. Oh, certainly. I had to downsize. I had to downsize from the garden with the mosaic pools. Maintenance was murder.
I think, honestly, our two definitions of modest is entirely different. But okay.
As long as it's safe for Varmir while we're busy fighting, then
Oh, certainly. Ida kind of pipes up a bit. Are you offering this purely out of altruism, or because you want to keep them under your eye in case their reputations tank, and take yours with them? Varesh says, very unapologetically, yes. Let's call it
Liska,
what it is, a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Liska just kind of like slightly shakes her head and mutters under her breath, just like this is so very different from cloth.
I give you a
Is
safe...
that an audible muttering, or
I mean, yeah, like she says it in demonic, so only a few. Actually,
yeah.
no,
Well,
half
good thing
the
Vellum
table might understand it, but
yeah, Vellum's
Yeah.
gonna also mumble in demonic, different from a lot of places.
It is a mutually beneficial arrangement. I give you a safe private place to rest your heads. You give me proximity to whatever insanity you're about to stir up in the ring or in Tec'Tahos. But truly, I'd rather you stay close. Rumor has it that trouble tends to find you, whether you mean to or not. And if
Yes, no, that's true.
And
That is
if
very true.
And if Vatmir stirs or this nightmare moves again, I want to know. And
Well, if everyone's on board with that, and it's as safe as you say, it would be more convenient if we're going towards the arena together.
exactly. Besides, you're under my banner. I take care of what's mine.
Sorry, I was
Sorry,
stretching.
sorry, that just made me think of Zerth. Like Zerth sneezes in the thing, is like, huh, and then just kind of fiddles with the wooden placard that he got on Varesh's money.
I thought you were gonna say sneezes in demonic, and
Yeah, summons a demon. It's fine. But yeah, so it's gonna kind of look around. It's like, so are we going there now, or? And she looks at Ida, and then Tuli's like, you said that you would give a tour or something.
Ida says, well, if I'd be thrilled to give you a tour of the city if you're willing, if you're up for it. After we've concluded some business here first.
Of course, it is good to. It is about lunch time, so I guess we can eat as well.
Of course. And with that, Tuli smiles and kind of stands up. I will see what there is. And she kind of makes her way over to Tavern as conversation continues.
going over to the big friend.
So, the Varesh kind of opens her arms out. So, are we in agreement?
To those of us more quiet and reserved in the party, how do you feel about where we're staying?
You will have privacy, comfort, proximity to Atlmaheta's upper tier, and an unobstructed view of the sunrise. If that sort of thing moves you, of course.
What was
just
that? What was
looks
that fancy
developed.
place she talked about that she was considering?
The Veiled Ziggurat.
Yeah, we're
Angus will
eating
just,
Tulia, so-
Angus
much
will
is
just go
that?
out. You mentioned earlier you considered another location. What would be the benefits of this over that, and vice versa?
Well, the guest house, you would be closer to my proximity. It is a more private establishment. It is a more private setting. The Veiled Ziggurat, you will have access to bathhouses. You will have access to various servants, I would imagine. Not that you wouldn't be waited on hand and foot while in my proximity. It is just the Veiled Ziggurat is less of a a private setting.
And you also have to pay
Is this
for
the
it.
Veiled Ziggurat that's private, or?
No,
It's-
there's the Veiled Ziggurat, which is a very upscale, high place hotel with spas and stuff like that. Or she's offering us to stay at a private residence where we would have a guest house to ourselves.
Yeah. In case if you want more luxuries but less, well, not less security, but less privacy.
Besides, the Veiled Ziggurat is but a few minutes walk from my residence. If you want to indulge in the delicacies that the Veiled Ziggurat has to offer, you are more than welcome to leave the guest house as you see fit.
Delicacies, you say?
Did Varesh mention something about there being dream oracles? Is there as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Dream. Ooh, interesting.
I
Might
like
be
the stuff that
useful
it's
for Vadmia.
Yeah, something to check in on. But also, do bear in mind that the ziggurat is 120 gold a week.
140.
Oh, 120 gold. Holy shit.
140 was it? Okay. I misremembered.
Yeah, no, I'm strapped for cash. Shit, nah.
Yeah, not to mention the potential cost of parking the cart and the steam hammer as well.
You know, I'm going for the guest house.
Dylan's only mindful of security and, like, you know, staying with Varesh is more secure than the public hotel.
I can't.
No,
Yeah, I can't spend anything.
If you are worried about Vatnia's safety in the guest house, do not worry. I have two very well trained bodyguards.
Now just lifts a hand as if wanting to ask something, but instead of asking, she just states, "I'm pretty sure if anybody harms Vatmir, same hand and gestures to Vellum, he's going to tear the city apart."
Oh,
They
they're going
won't get a
to.
chance.
I would assume so. I would expect nothing less of a father's wrath.
I mean, also, wherever a city is, good luck. And then she points to Liska. Also, good luck.
That is why I admire you, Willem. You are a family man. I respect that.
It's out of
Yes.
character. Are we in agreement of going to Varesh's, or do some people want to go to the hotel? If so, who? Just so we're all on the same page.
I'm interested in the fancy hotel, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, more power to you, man. Like she said, it's only like a few minutes away from where her place is, so it's not like we're going to be spread out if a couple of people want to go to the hotel.
Yeah, and a private guest house, like a private guest house for a mansion, is probably still going to be fucking huge.
You already
So,
said 2
whatever Angus
stories,
is feeling.
so
Yeah.
I'm going for the guest house, personally.
I mean, hell, Angus has his fucking tower. He can set up his tower in the guest house lawn.
This is true.
And,
can
I mean,
have
it's not nothing stopping us from going to the fancy place for the luxuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I mean, if board and room at a private place and luxuries within a walking distance, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, both. Does that sound like a plan to everybody?
I'm good with it.
I'm down.
What about you,
Yes.
Atlas?
That works.
Oh, yeah. Luxuries for everybody, and Angus gets to try out delicacies.
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 please don't do the mouth thing.
Yeah. Shit.
It's key for the character.
Fresh. Fresh is currently waiting for an answer here.
After we sort of commune as a party. Seems like we'll be staying at yours for the time being.
She kind of arms spread wise, claps her hands together. Wonderful. Just please, I do ask that you don't break anything in the guest house. It is my property after all.
I feel like I want to glance at Liska, but she's not clumsy, she's just big.
No, the one
Let's
you
get
should
just
be
like it's
laughing
okay.
at.
Vellum will pay. Vellum will pay for it.
I'll keep my experiments far away from the house.
speaking of working on things, I planned on doing some work while I was here, before and after the tournament. I was wondering if you knew of any rentable space I could make use of. Figure your connections might be able to help me out more than
Yes,
wandering around.
I wanted to say, but she gonna have gestures to her earrings. These Rune God earrings are your most beautiful work yet, and made from such in-demand materials too.
I imagine they've caught quite the number of eyes.
Oh, you have no idea how many nobles have asked me to who crafted these. Ida's been hinting that perhaps I should start spreading your name around, of course.
I'm thinking back to that thing in the DMs, Jen. Of Ida and Varesh having passive aggressive bitch fight about whose jewelry is better. That still kills me.
You have no idea how many nobles have asked me who crafted these.
Well, once I get more time, I'm happy for you to tell them. And let them know where I'll be doing business.
Indeed.
Speaking of, I may know some vacancies or empty slots around the market, somewhere towards the east of the city. Those might be suited for your needs, and it's good sun coverage as well.
Indeed.
Would need clear access to the sky.
Perhaps if a certain artisan were to open shop here in Tec'Tahos, something modest to start, of course, I might consider sharing that name in the right circles, stir up a little demand, perhaps a little mystique. You know how quickly fine work becomes a statement piece when the timing's right.
Oh, I know that very well. There's also like a knowing look to the earrings. Like, yes, just as planned.
Varesh kind of lifts her cup and swirls it idly, then adds a light but meaningful. I've had a few ideas, some early thoughts about investment. If you're interested, nothing formal, not yet.
Well, let's see how things go out of the Ring of Claws before I get too ahead of myself.
Well, I mean, her voice kind of dips into something a little bit warmer. Thoughtful gifts, as she shows off her earrings. Thoughtful gifts leave impressions.
That is what they're for.
There's a brow lifted as she smiles, not quite playful, not quite professional, something in between. Just imagine, if this hammer strike business falls apart, God forbid. We could always pivot to forge and flame, jewelry, weaponry, a tinker, and kind of gestures over towards Sion, a wizard, a smith, walk into a shop. There's gold in that, you know.
Oh, I don't doubt that, and smithing has always been my primary. But I don't think Hammer Strike is going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, I
And
should
if
hope
anything,
not.
if we do well enough in the Ring of Claws, that's only going to be better for whatever patrons might come our way.
Oh yes, the legend alone could fund half this startup.
All I need is a space, nothing too fancy, and I can get to work with what I got, provided there's enough interest.
As Tuli returns with plates of various meals brought to you all. I'll let you, as players, purchase whatever you want from the tavern there. She dishes them out and she says, "And here I thought you nobles only sponsored blood sports. Turns out you're all budding merchants underneath." Don't look so surprised. I'm allowed to dream. Edith says, "I'm not surprised. Just curious how long it'll take before you try to turn that dream into a trade deal." "Well, it depends. Are you selling?" "No, and before you ask, no, I won't nudge the negotiations." I'm as she kind of turns to the rest of you. I'm brokering this deal between the Dynasty and Ragnarok for long-term ties. So if I so much as appear to be favouring a friend, and she turns back to Varesh, especially one so recently acquired, it undermines everything. You think I asked for favoritism? I think you know how to get what you want. I admire that, but I'm not for sale. Well, of course not. If I wanted a discount, I'd just buy your tailor a festival stall. I've seen how you. I've seen how you sweet talk clothiers and who don't give. I've seen you sweet talk clothiers who don't give you a silk discount, which is why I'm staying right here, upright, unbribed, and perfectly above suspicion.
Okay, ladies. As much as I enjoy a tense talk, shall we save the political discussions for another time?
All right. Right, yes. Shall we get on to business?
Thought this
Was
was
all that about
business.
business?
Yeah, I think this was business.
No, not quite, because if I recall, some of you requested, some items.
Oh, right. Items.
Out of character. Hell yeah.
Right. May as well tickle business off the list and get what we need to out of the way.
Indeed, you need equipment, something that will sway the ring in your favour. And it's one of the reasons I requested, I was looking forward to this meeting. As she begins to sort of rummage through her small satchel of holding, and begins taking out a few implements, spreading them across the table. Your wish list, Sayum, was ambitious, uncommon, eclectic, and just a touch deranged. I approve.
What can I say? I'm a little unorthodox.
Unorthodox, she says.
She carefully lifts a wrapped bundle tied with brass wire. This, she sits down with a little thump, is a 10 blast ooze I acquired from an alchemist who tried to flush it down a canal after it ate through half his storage shelf. He was very eager to part with it. I've wrapped it in hide. Don't let it near any radiant spells, and please, for the love of your own eyebrows, vacate a safe distance away before you ignite it. I will set that aside for our potential trades. The twin lenses and void arrows I've flagged as plausible. They've appeared in the black market. I've sent a few inquiries. However, the platform boots, those exist. I've seen them. But they're in the possession of a half-mad kobold engineer named Screet, who lives in the Undercity. Screet has agreed to part with them, provided I complete a few errands. Tuli kind of chimes in. Let me guess, something entirely reasonable, like find my invisible iguana, or deliver this riddle to a sewer ghost? No, he wants me to steal a laser battery from a rival artificer while dressed as a cactus. I haven't asked, I dare not.
The judge just looks at this. They're like, that's a very strange request.
I'd rather not get into it, thank you. It'll take me 2 days, possibly less if I'm allowed to use illusion magic and a rope pulley. As for torpedo arrows, I've traced a quiver of them to a salvage diver near Itzel. I've made contact, so we'll see where that goes. I will let you know the moment anything else shakes loose. In the meantime, should we find an acceptable trade, don't waste the ooze.
I'll try not to.
Ida then withdraws a heavier, weathered folder from within a satchel, bound in reinforced hide, kind of stamped with warding glyphs and the faint scent of dust, incense, and very old ink. Now, Liska, your list reads less like an inventory and more like a legend, which I suppose, given your background, is entirely on brand. Kind of flips
If you managed to find anything, that I am impressed.
She manages. I have found one thing. She flips the folder open. You can see sketches, scroll fragments, translated Akteshi glyphs spill out across the table. I have precisely 0 of the items with me outright. I'll be honest, Liska, most haven't been seen outside of epics, dreams, or the embellished deathbed lies of doomed expeditions. I'm seeing a lot of phrases like, last known bearer dissolved and unclaimed since some obscure war. However, there is one lead. His name is Keslat Tlakotl. I'll stick that in the party chat there.
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
Hard names.
Why does that last one's last name sound familiar?
Keslat Tlakotl. If you were an avid fan of the Ring of Claws, you might have heard it whispered in old arena songs or carved into the stone of the ring's older tiers. Apparently 40 years ago, he and his team fought 3 consecutive seasons in the Ring of Claws. They say his spear broke on the horn of a black-scaled drake, and he killed it anyway, with but a shard of its own bone. He was the, Sorry, did someone say something?
No, that was just Liska making, agreeable noises.
Oh, gotcha. He was the founding warrior of the Red Fangs, a Tansian adventuring company with more confirmed tomb recoveries than some noble families have heirs. He's also one of the few who led a scouting party into the Ioshan rainforest, and returned. Alive, mostly. Now he lives on the western fringe of the Tec'Tahos jungle, just beyond the valley. Half villa, half memorial. He doesn't host visitors, but after some ceremonial offerings and no small amount of political threatening, I managed to acquire an audience with him. And that's when I learned what happened. 2 sons, Xochitl, the younger, vanished 2 weeks ago in the Serpent Bazaar. No warning, no trace. And she taps one of the papers. Ixval, the elder. Scout, Beastmaster, calm as Keslat is fierce, returned 1 week later from patrols in the Tec'Tahos jungle. He'd been investigating a strange report, a raptor pack under the leadership of an unusually intelligent alpha, named by the locals as Razorleaf. Ixval heard about Xochitl's disappearance and went into the bazaar to find him. That was 1 week ago. 2 sons vanished in the span of 2 weeks. Neither have come back. Now the bazaar is a tangle of shadows and bargains. It's built on secrets that don't give themselves up freely. And Keslat has no patience for cloak and dagger, but he's too old to storm a market built like a hive, and he feels the Zakazal Guard are slow in their investigations, so he turned to me. He told me privately, not in front of his retainers, mind you, that if I bring him back proof of what happened to his sons, or, better yet, one or both of them alive, he will give me one of his treasured display pieces called the Banner of the Kriegrune, and it's an old Akteshi artifact that he holds as a conversation piece.
Seems, well, not easy enough, but seems doable.
Yeah, now, he will give it to me, mind you, not you, not the watch. Me. He is a man of many paths of rights. You don't skip the chain of respect with him. You honor it. So, if you can somehow trace the trail, find the sons, and give me something worthy of showing him, Ixval, Zocha, or both in the flesh, or the truth in undeniable form, I will make the exchange. Then, the banner is yours, for something of equal worth, of course. And Keslat gets to mourn properly, or hope, whichever fate allows. Does all of this make sense?
Yes. No, it does strike me as oddly peculiar that we would be doing the thing that would get the bet. It is fine. It is fine.
Bresh kind of pauses as Ida lays out the final detail here. Her expression kind of tightens just slightly, too subtle for the casual observer, but anyone here watching her closely. It is not just his sons. In the last month, there's been a pattern, not obvious, not yet, but I've seen it. First from the Undercity. Smugglers, errand runners, the kind of people who vanish without a ripple. Sadly, no one cares if some poverty-stricken urchin goes missing. But now, it is creeping upwards. A merchant's son here, a low-ranking noble's cousin there. Quiet folk, but with names, status, enough to stir whispers.
Yeah, I wanted, considering that the boatman that from the metropolis gave us a hint about the appearances, I want to think about if there has any connections to possibly any monsters or something untowards that's causing disappearance.
I'd say you're not going off of much information right now. It is very difficult to say. You'd probably have to investigate this a lot further to even start to get that possible threat. If this is what you're set upon, like this, yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Keslat's boys are the loudest vanishings yet, but they're not the first. Someone is choosing their targets more boldly. Tuli frowns, kind of her tone quiet and grim. Predators testing the edge of the herd. Varesh, you didn't mention this before. Well, you didn't ask. I wasn't sure it mattered until now. I've been trying to trace it through trade lines and supply gaps. It's hard to spot a shape in the smoke.
It sounds like a predator in a jungle of cities. Interesting.
Do you think this might have to do with the handyman?
Mayhaps, though I'm thinking of something else. Something not.
Muska also was more kind of directed towards Varesh, but I guess to the table also works.
Rush kind of furrows her brow for a moment. I am not quite sure myself. Again, it is like trying to grasp at smoke.
At this, Lucia kind of pipes up a little bit. Have you heard of anyone else going missing in the city? Disappearances?
And is it only in the Serpent Bazaar?
It seems mainly... Well, it seems the most recent threads have been leading towards the Serpent Bazaar. But I have heard of other disappearances. Mainly those from the Undercity. People would not get a second glance at.
Seems fairly strange. Mayhaps I might do some investigating myself.
Well, we have something solid now with Keslat and his boys, names, faces. But, Whisker, if you take this on, tread carefully. This isn't just a father's grief. It could be the thread that pulls apart half the Undercity's curtain.
Wait, are you worried about me, or are you worried about the Undercity?
She kind of leans in close with a bit of a hushed tone. A little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. Please stay safe if you choose to do this.
Of course. I am always the safest out of everyone here.
Versus that.
There's again a glance
Oh.
from Angus in your general direction, slightly insulted.
I mean,
If something is feeding the bazaar's shadow and growing bolder, then Keslat's boys might just be the beginning. Well,
trying to think. I know Tlali never really told anybody because she didn't think it was prudent that the party would know. But did Dejar ever mention anything about, what is it, the flame serpents or whatever the heck it was?
Damn, I know who you're talking.
Fire
In
roses.
1 second.
Yeah.
Arrows, yes.
Did Dejar ever mention that to the party?
He mentioned it, yes. He did mention it to the party, as well as the Obsidian Brotherhood.
Okay. Yeah. Liska's going to, on a bout of a strike of inspiration, she makes a connection in her head. Hold on, just to double check. Just to double check.
Yeah, roll that in.
Nope, she doesn't. Sorry, guys.
Oh no.
She doesn't make the connection.
All right, everyone, Liska's dumb.
Flat 10 intelligence. She's average intelligence,
Yeah,
but
she's not
just
dumb. She's
knows
of
a low
average
roll.
intelligence.
Yeah, that's a low roll. Fuck it. Who cares? I'll be a little meta. Dejar, did you say something about flaming flowers or like
The fire
Dark
roses?
Brotherhood? Sure. Yes, that was it.
Fire Roses and the Obsidian Brotherhood, yes. The Obsidian Brotherhood is known to have a monopoly in the black market. Coming to with infused obsidian and anything else. And the Fire Roses are quite well they're one of the rivals. I think it's also the Reavers is also gunning for the position of taking control of the black market. So,
Do they have anything like to do with potentially stealing people or
I don't
body
know
transportation?
don't know about the Fire Roses. They seemed more on proving someone's worth through fire. The Obsidian Brotherhood seems more apt since what they were dealing with was well beyond their means and knowledge. Someone who knew the nightmare and how to use its plants for nefarious means, poisons to manipulate and fear of the mind. That seems more up their alley. As for the Reavers,
what about these Reavers?
the Reavers are more. Think of them as tribes of bandits fighting survival of the strongest. They take what they can get through skirmishes. If it's a caravan, they'll hit and run and take what they can, kill who they can, and leave. That doesn't seem like subterfuge, cloak and daggers, their gameplay. It seems more of the Obsidian Brotherhood.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I do need to. Yeah. No. Thank you, Sable.
What, you don't want to be your own separate adventuring party?
Yeah, three characters all talking at the same time.
Yeah, nah.
Now you know how I feel.
Well, I mean, I know DMing. Like that's is what it is. But hold on. I need to message you something, Jenner.
Oh,
Fucking Henry every time I see him.
hi guys.
Hi guys, does anyone want to buy
a drink?
Oh, I'm gonna get.
pretty empty over there,
Everyone
guys? Come get a refill.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get.
Well, Henry is the best thing about the city.
This. Come on, go through. Here we go. Maybe.
So, what do you think, Jenner?
Secrets and lies. Secrets and lies.
Just secrets. No lies.
No lies, just secrets. Oh,
And it's just kind of like this is very much a hitting up against a meta knowledge wall that I'm trying to navigate.
Rush kind of furrows her brow. I do have my suspicions, but nothing concrete yet. There have been some attempts by certain foreign criminal empires to infiltrate the underground, the black markets of the dynasty, Tanzir entire. But I would need more information before I can make a judgment.
At that moment, the Charis is going to discreetly give Suresh 2 papers from what she got at the from the borough. Dispute and
the borough?
Yeah. The borough that we got dealing with the nightmare.
The
Gotcha.
Rusty
Papers.
Gotcha. The correspondence with the Obsidian Brotherhood.
Yep. And she's passing those to her.
Kind of flicks through them for a moment. This is from the borough you talked about a moment ago.
Yeah, that is correct. And these are the correspondence
So the
to them.
Brotherhood was working with this nightmare court, you said.
Yes, with pretty much just her name was Nazara. It was just using wayward people who were lost as cover to as correspondence. with the Brotherhood.
You said this... This sorceress, what was her name?
Nazara.
It sounds like Nizara might have been working with the Brotherhood.
He was getting some a good number of items for exchange for a nightmare bloom, and Jar has something under a piece of cloth, and shows it to Varesh very discreetly. This is what they were working with to create what I assume is a poison. Since they're good with subterfuge and assassins, this would be up their alley.
Which I have more experience with the nightmare than I do currently. But
You do not. You do not. Trust me on this, you do not.
I will take your word for it. But this gives me something to work with. Thank you, Dejar. Would you mind if I keep these? For my own sake.
Here, I have, I made copies while I was on the road, so sure, take it.
I will take the copies.
Here you go. I'll
And-
keep the originals.
Yep. I will send a few inquiries. I am curious. But, I suppose on a less, grim note. Is our business here concluded, Ida? Ida kind of straightens her back for a moment. Not quite. I believe there's one last thing that I needed to tell Willem about what he wanted.
Oh, right, yeah. Don't know if what I asked for wasn't much help, but yeah,
Well,
anything.
Well, you asked me for something to help you move, not just walk, but arrive somewhere. Be where the fight matters. Not everyone thinks that way. Most warriors measure the swing, not the placement, which was interesting. There is one item I've begun chasing, a cloak, deep red, trimmed in gold and stitched with dimensional threads, so fine they hum when you turn too fast. Wear it and you can vanish in a burst of sulphur and reappear anywhere you can see within at least 500 feet. Through fire, over walls, it leaves a trace of heat and nothing else. That's
Well, that sounds ideal, but
yes, and that
sorry,
sounds,
continue.
that sounds plainer, Scurry says. Because it is. It currently belongs to a human warlock in Ambrosia. Silas Verkis. Charming, beautiful, smug as all hell. Made a pact with a succubus, and she's become quite attached. He calls her my muse. I call her a complication. And apparently he wants out. Quietly, safely, no backlash, no hellhounds at the door. And in return, he'll give me the cloak. Says it was her first gift. In fact, he hates what it represents now. It will take time, finagling, subtlety, perhaps some very delicate sabotage, but I'm working on it. I assume you'd want the cloak, so I've started the clock. In the meantime, I offer you this from my own collection as my half of the trade. And she takes out a small box from her satchel and slides it across the table, and opens it to see a beautiful silvery ring. Now, once you wear this, once after an extended rest, if you think hard enough and need it badly enough, it carries you through the space between thoughts, A repositioning through mist, if you will. Sightline only, 10 paces at most, but it saved my life more times than I care to count. You could wear it until I bring you the cloak, and if you end up liking the ring better, well, you'll be in a position to choose.
That's greatly appreciated, Ida. It's getting to be a bit of a problem not being where I need to be when I need to be.
You also ask about the Sunblades and the Sun Spear, if I recall.
Yeah, finding any material in that stuff has been tough, even in the library of this nation.
Indeed. We did speak of this before the library, but before in the library of Quetzali, about how deeply these objects are tied to Niobe's history, and how most records of them were either burned by Hefsut's black priests, or their keepers of history hunted down and killed or imprisoned. But I did find something. She unfurls a parchment with care. This comes from an archivist who paid dearly to keep it and himself hidden. Not everything survived, but enough did make my skin crawl. These weren't just relics. These were supposedly holy instruments of Amnut's radiance, one of which you carry, Vel. The Sun Spear, of course, as we now know, was the first and the greatest, forged at the peak of Mount Duniaji by Prince Katesh himself, blessed by the Sun God, quenched in the sacred river Niobe. That's how the poetry goes, anyhow. And she taps the diagram of the Sun Spear. She unfurls the scroll. They say it cleaved into Hefsut's heart open. They say it cleaved Hefsut's heart open at the Battle of Kafnia Bay, but not his soul. That flaw cost Niobe dearly. And she flips to a section on the Sunblades, each uniquely marked. Rows upon rows of them, iconography ancient. 100 blades, blessed before battle by Katesh. Each one bore a sliver of the Sun Spear's power. They were more than weapons. They were vows, devotions made in steel, rites of passage carried into war. And after Niobe fell, Hefsut reanimated the Sun Ward, twisted them into Ravagers, tore the blades apart, and here's the important part. He drove the fragments into their corpses like branding irons. Even death wasn't punishment enough for their faith.
Bastard. Every time I hear about this piece of shit, I'm sick of the sound of him.
Indeed. But
Bastard is certainly one way to put it.
you speak of
That's
those.
one nightly.
You speak as though you know, Lucia.
She's just falling silent once again, but she's like clearly looking like discomforted by like this topic.
Yara is going to it's just looking at Lucy. It's like, interesting.
All I can say is, the less you associate with him, the better.
That's given.
There is some hope, though. There are rumours that a few of the Sunblades survived, buried and hidden, guarded by families that still dare to whisper Amnut's name. Evidently, some still exist intact. As she glances towards your hip, Vellum, where you carry that hilt of the Sunblade.
Mm.
You aren't just carrying a weapon, Vellum. She rolls the scroll close and places it into your hands, Vellum. You'd be carrying a rebellion.
It's always been more than a weapon. He'll sort of like very carefully close his hand around the scroll. And delicately tuck it away in his pack. I'll have to take a closer look at that later. Hopefully there's some practical knowledge I can get from it.
I think that concludes most of our business. So, above table, just to save on time, we'll be addressing the trades after the session, but currently, as time passes, we'll have either being exchanging anything that needs exchanging, magic items for magic items, etc., etc.
Yeah. Bookkeeping.
Sounds about right.
There's also kind of a blink as you can visibly see Varesh is sort of counting you one by one. And she kind of glances under the table for a moment. Where is your sixth? Where is Grunka?
He
There are 5 of you.
he went home.
Yeah, I think we touched on it, but briefly. We'll be needing another one if 6 is what we need to go in.
Cannot enter the Ring of Claws with 5. He takes a kind of step back from the table, kind of fingers lifting to her temples as if to physically hold in some exasperation building behind her eyes. That is not just
This
that.
is fine.
That is not it.
We do not have to enter with 5. We have multiple people here who could join us in it.
Of course it's this week. Of course it's now. Port only have the treasury into promoting a 6-person team, running the arenas, funding the bloody friars, commissioning the silk banners.
Ash.
Breathe, Miss Maska. I'm sorry we dropped this on you. I didn't know that 6 was required, and it came as a sudden surprise to us as well.
I don't have anyone in the reserve. You see, there's no backup champion just lounging in my wine cellar waiting to be called.
Parrish, are you not listening to me when I
What?
speak?
Yeah.
I just said we have multiple people here who can fill in the 6th spot. We have Etheria, we have Zerf. There are multiple people. Calm down.
I will think on it. Just above table. Already got a 6th person planned, but no one else
I wonder
has
who that could be.
I know, but
Oh, no, that could
just
be-
still, still
Yeah,
trying
in
to calm her the
universe.
fuck down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is visibly shaken. So
In hindsight, I
understandable.
probably could have messaged her with the sending stone at any point. Given her time to prep this, but whoops.
This is just another fire on the stove, isn't it? Add it to the list. I will confer with your others, see if they're up to it, but I will have to rework my expectations chart because I've also received word about the 3rd confirmed team.
Okay.
You will never guess who it is.
I would say I
And
can't.
who could it be? Says Angus as he's just flipping through a menu.
Out of character. I'm thinking Mistwalker, but I ain't gonna say that in character.
Thou just kind of sighs and then just looks to Varesh with a hesitant expression, if you could call it that. Are they orcish?
No, but you've met them before.
Fiddler's
Okay,
Six.
that-
No, don't
that-
tell
that-
me.
Yes, them. The Fiddlers, the same Fiddler 6 who auditioned against you a year ago. The ones
Well,
you...
Fiddler
Fiddler
Six.
Six.
Yes, the
You're
ones that
confused.
edged you out during that first charming little bloodbath back in Port Morkney.
Ah,
Before your time, Dejar.
makes sense.
They are due to arrive in Tec'Tahos within the next 2 days. They've changed a bit from what I hear. Tightened formation, sharpened their spell play. Supposedly they're famous now throughout the Commonwealth.
Well, that's not
That
saying.
just
Common.
slightly.
Well, okay. Right.
Sorry, I had to get a
Okay.
dig in.
That just slightly leans towards Angus and then a sort of slight whisper. I know dwarves hold grudges and all, but do you think the dwarf of their party remembers my insult?
What did you call him?
I told him your mustache was better than his beard.
Well, wait, my mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That moment when
What is
Angus
it?
realizes that Sao put a grudge on Angus. No, he's not gonna grudge against you. He's gonna grudge against me.
yeah, no. Yeah, that's initiating a challenge of honor. Now his mustache his beard has to be better than my mustache. Oh, I need more of that little beard ointment. Oh,
Perhaps you need to invest in a couple more ornaments there.
I don't need maybe I do. No. I need volume. I need to step
wouldn't-
away, and I'm gonna go find some hair conditioner.
But wouldn't
With
your
that, he slams
mustache
the
being
menu
better
down
than-
and angrily begins to waddle away.
as he waddles off, like Liska's gonna kind of look around the table, like, but wouldn't his mustache being better just maintain the grudge? Like,
Look, when it comes to dwarves, I don't. When it comes to that, I don't know. Nope.
yeah, that was one.
Maybe want to find out where we're going first before you wander off.
Yeah, that was one thing I did not miss. I did not miss about Dunhollow.
And
What, dwarves?
Yeah, dwarves and their odd sense of honor, grudging, whatever.
The
It's like
clan.
you can make an offhanded mention.
rules?
You can even compliment someone, and suddenly you have an entire family angry at you.
Yes, the Rhino Hammerstone told me when navigating clans of dwarves, you have to do certain things, say it a different way, be direct, be soft. It's a whole game, and I don't like it.
Would you also like to know
Rules.
who sponsored them?
Ugh,
Who sponsored
I
them?
think I know who. It's your ex, isn't it?
No, but that would be very cruelly ironic.
That was not as bad as it could have been then.
Well, it is still
The
pretty
weird
bad.
masked one,
No,
Who?
Asher.
no, the honor goes to Madame Zanzil.
Oh,
You're kidding.
okay, great, cool.
Like Liska kind of leans with like, who is Madame Zanzil?
The owner at it's the place, you know. The
Oh,
Crucible.
right. When we beat her thing, yes.
He
I remember.
snapped them right up as she got wind of their arrival in Itzel 2 weeks ago.
Out of character, she mad petty.
That petty is just the understatement.
Varesh kind of rubs her temples. Of course it's Zanzil.
Ah, yes, now it makes sense with the rivalry you two have. Makes sense now.
Oh, of course it does. She is making a statement. Zanzil doesn't just want a team in the ring, she wants to steal the narrative. And what better way than to uplift the group that almost bested you once and claim their rise as her personal triumph.
Well, we'll just have to make a bigger statement then.
Petty doesn't seem to be the right word for her. Vindictive, most likely. Anyway,
She thinks she can outshine me in my city with my own cast-offs, no less. She kind of grumbles to herself.
Fresh. Got this. Relax.
So I know she played dirty, but I didn't expect her to raid my past hopefuls.
Well, you got better hopefuls now.
Could be worse.
That
Anything
does
could be
read as
worse.
exceedingly petty.
I don't think you have
Speaking
ever
of-
met Zanzel before, my dear.
Zanzil, she's the one in Itzel, am I right?
Yes, the
Yeah,
owner
this-
of
the
the Crescent Resort.
I know I've had a couple clients pop in from around there anyhow. Speaking of, have you caught wind of who's the second team participating? It's alright, take your time.
Hang on.
Sorry, the drinks here are quite strong, aren't they?
Very.
Not really. Head
Yes,
stronger.
the second team that I believe I did divulge to everyone else here. The Bloodied Dawn. They are a warband of brutal seasoned warriors, gladiators, famous in Kitesh.
Okay, this is
Particularly of note, they tend to wield enchanted weapons that drink the strength of their foes.
okay. Even worse. Okay, thanks.
Ex-bandits, basically. Criminals, given a second chance. And then, of course,
Okay.
there is all of you, my prized hammer strike. I won't insult you with speeches about pride or vengeance, but know this: if Zanzel's team beats you, it won't just be a defeat. It'll be rewritten as Zanzel's vindication, and mine as a fool who bet on the wrong blades, according to her at least, and shall ensure my reputation is damaged beyond repair, as well as yours.
Well,
For
seems
the
like we've
arena
got some
course,
work
I
to do to
suppose?
prepare. Sorry, go on, Dougie.
Nah, it's just a comment about saying par for the arena course, but
Yeah, do you have any specifics on what will be happening in the arena? Is it just team on team? Are there us against monsters, or
it
what
will-
all will happen in the arena?
From what I do know, it is you versus a selection of various creatures that have been found or bound within the arena. I do believe I've covered most of it within the letter that I sent you. Did you get that?
Oh, we did get the letter. Yes, I remember.
Wonderful.
So no new information then.
Yeah.
No new
Just wanted to
information,
know
no.
if there's anything new. Okay. Alright.
Let us
It
see.
is 4 days away.
Yes, 4 days. I've already begun branding you. I've already begun, say, how do I put it?
Marketing.
Marketing, yes.
Right, I guess we will just have to live up to your expectations.
Well, I'm sure you will.
And the first step of that is getting situated. Now we can start preparing.
Speaking of which, my friends and I, she kind of gestures towards everyone else here at the table. We've been discussing, and perhaps you should like a tour of the city, seeing the sights, any places here that take your fancy. I'd be happy to lead a guided tour if you are up for it.
It would be good to know the lay of the land.
Of course.
Sure. Got nothing better to do.
Very well. Everyone finish your drinks and I will escort us out. With that, unless I mean, feel free to finish up any sort of conversations you want to do here in the meantime. But if there's no other things anyone else wants to do here, you can probably head out
not
into the city.
directly, but
I think that's it. Time to say goodbye to Henry.
All right.
I would like to pull. I would like to pull Varesh aside for a brief little bit. Because I was gonna ask her a thing,
Oh, yes, Sayun.
one-on-one. Okay, this may seem like a strange favor to ask, but are you able to keep an eye on who enters the tournament, participant, or simply crowd?
I just kind of halts for a moment as she considers what you're asking. Don't worry, my dear. I have my eyes in the crowd. More than one pair.
Good. Because what I'm about to ask you is a little more specific.
You seem nervous, Sayun. Is everything all right?
I'm only nervous because I know how things could go. Long story short, I have someone trying to kill me. Actively.
I believe I have already heard.
And this time I would like to be on the cautionary side of things. So, if you see anyone else of Orcish descent, not to fully just say look out for everyone, but if you see someone, will you let me know?
Certainly try. There will be a lot of people from overseas attending the tournament. It is quite popular. I will imagine there will be many from your homeland attending.
I know I'm asking a lot.
If possible, I would like some specifics, but we can probably get into this later.
I'll try and throw out what I can remember. That should help.
That would be most helpful, thank you. Natural. I look after what is mine.
Sure you do. On a lighter note, it's strange how much this feels like home.
You think so?
I know Boone Hollow is a large city, but it doesn't feel so open because, you know, this. Yeah. If I probably had to pick somewhere to live, could be here.
Well then, that might just be the case if you are, say, interested in that business proposition that I offered Velen earlier. A collaboration, as it were.
First, let's see how the tournament goes.
But first, before then, let me introduce you to the city.
Lead the way.
And with that, you all head out into the city itself.
God, the map loading in takes a while.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a wee bit.
I mean, it's
It'd
not
be
like
chunky.
it's not like you've made the map massive.
How dare you be completely accurate?
best technically correct, the best kind of correct. Is
So, you step out from the Gilded Fang into the colonnaded plaza of what Varesh describes as Mekatl at Zima. That is the Tosian name for the valley's centre, where curved columns bear the engraved jaws of ancestral beasts, banners flutter like serpent tongues in the breeze. The air smells of spiced oil, hammered bronze, distant waterfalls. Ida and Tuli sort of hang back with Liska at the very back here. And Ida's also giving you a bit of the same sort of guided tour as Varesh is up front.
Yeah, that's what Liska was kind of planning on doing anyway. Ida said she would give me a tour, so I want to get the tour from Ida.
Yeah, fair enough. She kind of goes into a bit of the description and a bit of the history of the place. There, you see those floating discs carved with obsidian glyphs? Spirit-motivated lifts, sanctified basalt, blessed by temple wardens empowered with dynastic soul glyphs. They were built for beasts, but nobles pretend they're for the weak-kneed. I use them constantly.
Understandable, those stairs look intimidating.
As the saying goes, at least according among Tuli and I, no one here misses leg day.
Just reminds me of the mountains. That is all. Like slightly being back home.
Yes, I can see that. You pass through the sun-dappled market lanes where leatherworkers weave dinosaur scale into ceremonial harnesses or practical workwear. Apprentices chant prayers over steaming dye vats. Barefoot children race alongside plodding ankylosaurs wearing festival garlands. Tuli kind of goes into it as this time. See, the canals are the city's breath. They carry its water, offerings, drifting palanquins filled with noble gossip. They'll even give you a ferrying service through the city for a small amount of coin. You rise through one of the sacred lifts. I'll say, for the sake of simplicity, you've taken your caravan here, and you're kind of slowly making your way through the city at this point. The lift carries you to the upper terraces, past public gardens, sacred ancestor wells where obsidian spirit markers rise like teeth among flowering vines. A breeze stirs in the banners above the ring of claws, casting rippling light across the basin below. Now that is where it's going to happen, that is where the gods choose their champions and their battles. I certainly hope you're prepared, Liska.
As prepared as I ever am. I think we have a good chance at victory here. We've come a long way since our last bout in Itzel.
I look forward to seeing it. You see, the arena itself changes every day. One moment it's a maze, the next pits of lava. The trial master never repeats a stage.
You must have a very active imagination.
Oh, certainly.
As they're walking, Liska's going to very kind of shyly in her way, like shyly for Liska, like Ida's kind of, she's the one leading them, so she's a little in front, and Liska's kind of walking by Tuli. Liska's gonna kind of lean in to Tuli with a smile. It's like, it is good to see you again, Tuli. I missed you when you was just Ida.
Tuli smiles and I am flattered. But is everything okay with you?
she just gets kind of like there's a slight look of alarm because, and Tuli probably noticed because she's a wisdom-based caster. And then she just kind of like there's a slight wince and she straightens the headdress on her head and she says like, no, it's just, I mean, you heard everything that we went through on our way here. Just, need time to unwind, enjoy some free time without the worry of a knife in my back or fangs at my throat. And as she says that, she's going to very shyly take Tuli's hand and kind of interlock their fingers.
Go ahead and make me a deception check.
Right. She's not good at these.
Indeed. Still, you feel, you gently do feel her fingers kind of coiling into your hand. I didn't say anything earlier in the meeting, but I certainly felt them.
As I said before, I am no stranger to darkness. Our kind specifically have, if you pardon the pun, our own demons that we bear.
Grief is like a drumbeat in the chest. It is subtle at first, and then deafening. Are you sure you don't want to talk about it?
Possibly in the future, but for now it would just be nice to walk beside you in either. But for a moment.
I am always open to listen. Go. She gives you a nod and continues on. So, let's see here. Where are we? You descend one of the shaded switchbacks in the valley centre. The noise of the city thins, kind of smothered by walls hung in prayer cloths, the rising hum of cicadas in the heat. Ida kind of slows, glancing over her shoulder, kind of voice dropping to a near whisper. Now you'll want to remember this turn. Most walk right past it. And if you don't mean to find her, you won't. Quetzali's Cauldron. Alchemist, spirit weaver, something older perhaps, I'm not sure. She trades in substances too dangerous for the open market. And truths most don't want to name. She doesn't ask what you want. She asks what you're willing to offer. But if you need potions stronger than steel, or something to hide your soul from a scryer, she might have it, or something stranger still. I'll make that visible for you.
Oh yeah, getting a rundown of all the things.
All right, more shops. Let's go.
As the group follows Varesh up one of the mid-tier terraces of the valley's central ziggurats, Varesh gestures towards a shadowed alcove off the main walkway. A thin veil of gauze flutters over the basalt doorway, and a copper-hued lantern glows softly overhead. If you're ever looking to upgrade your gear or stock up on reliable enchantments, this is one of your best bets in the valley. This is Atzli's lantern. Don't let the incense and crystal lanterns fool you. She is sharp. She used to be a priestess before she started turning to selling arcane goods. Most of her wares are magical, rings of warding, beastborn talismans, other things. Especially the very reliable stuff, especially if you're heading somewhere dangerous. But if she takes a liking to you and you've got some coin, she may show you the rarer pieces she keeps behind the curtain. But don't haggle too hard. She doesn't sell junk, and she knows it. You know, she gave me, Tully says, she gave me a bark ring that lets me speak to a wounded raptor. He followed me for 3 weeks after. Still shows up at the Temple of Life sometime.
Intriguing.
As you move through the livelier veins of the valley's centre, Ida stops at a sun-washed corner where an awning of beast hide and tarp shades a small open-air, or just a cluttered stall. With it's just filled with coils of rope, chalk sets, preserved rations, weathered packs. A crooked sign swings from a carved bone hook overhead. The split pack for the road you didn't plan for. And there is every adventurer's favourite chaotic uncle. This is run by Tamalt Ixkhan. Though he insists everyone call him Coyote. A retired Shar mercenary, limp in one leg, bite in every word. He's been to the Kajatan Dunes, the outskirts of Iosha, possibly one of the moons, depending on how many drinks you buy him. You can see the Shah man himself lounging behind the counter, carving something from a fang. His yellow eyes kind of flickering to the group with a knowing grin as your caravan passes. If you need survival kits, climbing gear, scent blockers, whistles, nets, anything else an adventurer might need in the jungles, this is your man. Between you and I think he's also got a few off-the-books items, if you ask nicely.
Gar's interest is piqued.
You see, he's a good contact, especially for the kinds of fights where you don't know what you need until 5 minutes after you need it. As you wander past one of the terraces of the valley centre, it's Ida speaks up this time. You follow her towards a broad ziggurat stepped, sort of marked by ash darkened stone and carved symbols of jaguar claws, coiled serpents, suns just hammered flat, incense smoke kind of curls up from the heavy braziers. Now that is the Golden Mantle. You'll find no shouting vendors or showpieces here. Just the work and the man who makes it. Iztar Metal, master smith of Tec'Tahos. He was an Ocelamas, one of the Jaguar Knights. Retired now, but he's still forging. Still serving something larger than himself, it seems. He takes coin, but only because steel and spirit don't exactly feed themselves. What you're really paying for is time. His time, his craft, and his right to keep doing what he's born to do. If you want your gear to mean something, not just function, but legacy, you ask him. He may not say much, but he certainly listens. You also move past Zoroka's Roost, which you are already familiar with. Not your typical merchant, not here for casual buyers. He's a fletcher, a trapwright, a boyer of the old school. Crafts only for those with purpose behind their drawstring. Those, she gestures towards the raptors, are Ula and Ama. If they don't like you, the conversation ends before it starts. So just be wary. Let's see, what else we got in the Valley Centre? You sort of make your way through a quieter stretch of Tec'Tahos' artisan lanes. Ida slows near a sun-dappled stall nestled beneath the woven fronds and stacked junglewood planks of this area. The scent of fresh sap, lacquer, and carved cedar fills the air. You can see colourful wind chimes, feathers, beads, and carved bird bones tinkle above the doorway. This one's not just a craftsman. If I recall, he told me he was a friend of yours. Correct?
Wait, who is she talking to?
Talking about this new place that you've just come up to. She said this one's not just a craftsman. He's a friend of yours, isn't he? At least from what he's told me.
And
I
has she
think
given a
she-
name? Or?
I think she's referring to the guy whom we
Oh, the guy
resurrected.
that we him.
Brought back
I
from
mean-
the dead? Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
potentially, like Liska peeks in to see if she recognizes the person.
Where's this at? I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
Witzel, Master Woodwright returned from death, if I'm remembering the tale correctly.
That is correct.
Well, at least he's doing well now he's back.
Indeed, he's gained quite an uptick in business from what I hear. Works in silence more than speech. Every bow, every staff, paddle, and totem he makes is carved to fit a story. Not a market trend, but from what the story he's told of all of you, he's certainly seen an increase in business.
I guess this helps with what was it? You called the Volesh marketing?
Marketing, yes. Perfect. Perhaps I can use this to my interest.
I mean, potentially it is up to you.
Wonderful. And she continues on with the tour. You eventually make your way away from the valley centre. Varesh leads all of you into this up towards this bustling square flanked by carved columns, wide stone steps, the terraces above alive with banners, market calls, kids sprinting with painted wooden dinosaurs tied to their waists. This is Zima Mehta, a district of sweat, songs and scars. This is where the fire of Tec'Tahos lives and breathes. Most of this is residential areas. My favorite part of the city, if I'm being honest. No pretense, no posturing, just families, fire and wood. And fire and food. You can see children with painted claw marks on their cheeks dart between stalls, a pair of fire bearers, young acolytes in feathered tunics, pass by carrying bowls of burned resin on long poles. From a balcony, a group of residents are tying up buntings of green and red with symbols of claws on them, ready for the coming event. This is the Crimson Raptors home turf. It is an Olamelisli team here in Tec'Tahos. Their fans live like they play, loud, intense, and fiercely proud. Eventually, caravan comes up to a place that you did pass once when you ventured in here. Like a shaded bend at the edge of the square where the colours turn earthier. The crowds begin to thin, the noise to a hum of conversation, the clang of a cooking pot, the rustle of leaves in a courtyard. There, Varesh points out, that is the Sunstone's Rest. You won't think much of the outside, but don't let that fool you. It is older than most noble houses, and twice as respected. Not flashy, not gilded, but that's the point of an affordable inn. The man who runs it is Nocturnally. Used to be a warrior scholar. Name still whispered in ballads if you know where to listen. He's fought raptors barehanded in the Tanzan wilds, taught hunters how to write oaths in 4 dialects, and now he makes the best root stew in Tec'Tahos. And chases off drunks with a glare sharp enough to skin a tyrannosaur. She takes you to another one, a massive maroon-coloured ziggurat. She points over in the distance. There is the House of the Gilded Needle, one of the most sacred ink houses in all of Tec'Tahos. It's not a shop, not truly. It's more of a shrine. The man who works there is called Chikozolotl. Chico, the most. Once an inkwrite for the Oselemas, the Jaguar warriors. Gave up the rank decades ago. And now he tattoos only those he... How they put this? Sees, she says in air quotes. He is blindfolded by choice. Believes the soul's intent is clearer than the face.
I guess when you have enough money to be in this sort of establishment, you can choose to be picky.
Well, certainly. He only chooses customers who he sees as worthy of his gifts. He doesn't just, his work, if you are accepted, his work doesn't just stay on your skin, it roots in you like old magic. Let's see, you venture over a tremendous ravine that winds its way through the city. You enter into the southwestern portion of the city. The vibrant heat and noise of Tec'Tahos fades into something more measured. Cooler air, quiet footfalls, the rustle of scrolls swaying in breeze-cut colonnades. High, lofty estates festoon this area of the city, and more gold lines the quiet streets than usual here. You can see more private gardens, more high walls, ostentatious uses of jade and obsidian patterns. There's small communities of buildings, walled and gated off areas with gilded archways obscured by beautiful foliage. Varesh says, welcome to Temet Mahita, the district of Temet, as it were. The quiet hand that keeps the empire from unraveling. it's not where they shout rulings from rooftops or rally beastmasters for war. Here, power is scribed, notarized, catalogued, one law at a time. This is where you'll find the Writ of Tec'Tahos, part temple, part vault, part living archive. Entire lives
Archive, you save.
Indeed. Archives of laws. Entire lives are tracked within its halls. I know someone who found proof of an ancestor's forgotten debt here and ended up repossessing a vineyard 3 centuries late. You could say lots and lots of bureaucracy happens here. And the monks who guard that bureaucracy, they've tattooed entire volumes of law onto their skin. They say they can cite it scripture just by flexing a bicep.
Now just looks to Angus.
So a living law. Nice.
You pass through... Okay.
It's just funny to me.
You pass through a pergola trailing scroll paper lanterns, the faint scent of smoked tea and fruit curling from a nearby cafe. You can see children in slate grey robes reciting legal axioms in sing-song tones as a scribe priest watches from shade, nodding with gentle correction. All of this exists because one woman chose to write instead of bleed. She, Varesh stops at a marble plaza with a single stone arch inscribed with a spiral of ancient script. This is the Canopy of Vows. Temet herself stood here once, during the Second Civil War. Listen to the whole fracturing dynasty scream its grievances at her, and answer not with decree, but design. 12 days of silence, and 1 day of writing, and the fires of rebellion began to smolder. An admirable woman. It may not feel like it, but this is one of the most powerful places in Tanzania. Ida kind of chimes in. It's also where I hold most of my meetings and file most of my diplomatic paperwork.
Fun times.
Yes.
Are they still giving you trouble?
It's becoming close to being resolved. We've almost got the trade deal through. So that'll be a weight off my shoulders. More time to do some research for all of you. Ida kind of taking over the guidance here, slowing as the party crests one of Temet Maheta's gently sloping terraces, and the city unfolds beneath you in golden layers as she pauses at a colonnade overlooking the twin canals that divide the law district from the sacred precincts beyond. And she gestures westward towards the most commanding sight in all Tec'Tahos. I'm assuming you see that, the maroon citadel veined in gold?
Yep.
Pretty hard not to miss.
That is the Palace Temple, the seat of the Golden Empire. The Emperor's Sanctum. You can see, rising like a second sun against the horizon, the Temple of Tec'Tahos blazes with divine radiance. Its polished stone gleams like fire-touched bronze. The terrace climbs with sacred symmetry, each one etched with glyphs older than memory. This building has a presence. It has a weight. It has a mandate where the living god once walked, and where his chosen mortal representative still reigns. I've spent most of my past week threading my way through those gilded halls, dodging incense smoke and court etiquette, trying to keep the nobles' enthusiasm in check.
So, having a seat at the golden table is quite troublesome, no?
Oh, certainly. But most of all, the Emperor himself, T'Chan, he certainly has a presence about him. He doesn't see many, but the Jaguar warriors, flame priests, the law scribes, they certainly listen. Especially if you bring the right offering and speak in just the right riddles.
Offerings and riddles. Seems like I will not be speaking to anybody.
This is gonna be fun.
It's certainly quite the contrast to the dirt of the ring. But make no mistake, both arenas are dangerous. One just wears perfume.
In same beast, different forest.
She points over towards one of the smaller ziggurats. That is the Golden Exchange. It's not just a marketplace, it is the marketplace. Every major contract in Tec'Tahos is brokered there. Beast trade, arcane labor, even noble dowries. And every deal is witnessed, weighed, and recorded beneath the gaze of the Jade Serpent. You can see this burnished sheen of the ziggurat, radiating ambition, sun-gilded steps, deep turquoise stone, statues of robe-clad merchants, frozen mid-bargain. Above it is this its wide ceremonial arch. Ancient glyphs glint with sacred promise.
Ooh, gold exchange. Yes.
If you're ever foolish enough to try and bargain here without a sanctioned permit or guild sigil, don't be surprised when their keepers silence you with a glare and weigh your words against the breath you wasted speaking them. This is where debts become bloodlines, where oaths become weapons. It's not the Ring of Claws, but it's just as dangerous.
Dangerous with words rather than claws. Goody.
Honestly, you know a city has been doing business for a long time when they have an actual fucking gold exchange.
Yeah, nah. They don't play around here.
Eventually, Varesh takes over this time and sort of guides you up towards the western terraces. So the northwestern terraces, where the city's stone and gold veins stretch wide into proud stepped estates. This is Atlmeheta, my home. If Tec'Tahos Meta is the mind of the dynasty, this district is its backbone. You won't find priests or scribes here, not unless they've earned their scars. This is where the war beasts are stabled, the generals retire, and the old warrior clans keep their banners flying. You can see terraced villas with polished stone walls, rooftops adorned with gold-rimmed skulls, iron sun discs. Everyone who lives here has done something to deserve it. Veterans of the ring, jungle warbands, tamers, commanders. You could buy a home here, sure, but you must prove yourself into one as well. She gestures towards a broad stone staircase off in the distance of the higher tiers in the city, leading to a public courtyard ringed with stone spears and flickering soul lanterns. That shrine there, that is the Throne of 8 Thorns, belongs to Atl himself, one of Tec'Tahos' original companions, said to have fought atop a stegosaur wielding 8 enchanted spears. It's where warriors come to ask hard questions. Not for glory, but for clarity.
Can you ping that on the map, Jenner?
Here we go. Right between here.
Good to know.
As you pass through a smaller procession of children, kind of training with feather-tipped spears under an elder's watchful eye, Varesh nods to 2 temples tucked into the high tiers. One is very dark and solemn. The other is green and loud with birdsong. The Temple of the Dead and the Temple of Life. Opposite in every way. Those who fell with honor rest in the first. The spirits are stored in the carved vessels deep underground. Once a year, during the Eve of Souls, they walk again. And that is the home of Takanda's shamans. Beastmasters, healers, druids. If you ever want to bond with a sacred beast, you start there. You sleep in the dens, share their food, earn their respect. No whips, no cages. Just be careful what you wish for, and be aware of the caste and profession you hold within Tec'Tahos. I've seen more than one noble walk in with gold-plated armor and walk out humbled, usually with bite marks.
Life and death, they don't play.
Now, most of Tec'Tahos' older noble houses have their roots here. Not the silk-robed bureaucrats you'll see in Temet, in the district of Temet. These families are beast riders, war captains, arena champions, the kind that shed blood before they ever signed the treaty. You see each one? She gestures towards a tiered estate where a banner depicts a crimson stegodon rippling in the mountain breeze. Each one has a beast totem, a creature their line is spiritually tied to. That one over there, that is Hos Kakwilan, said to have tamed the first horned stegodon ever brought down the mountain trails. Some of the finest cavalry breeds in the dynasty come from their stables. Of course, honor does not always mean unity. Feuds here run very deep. Some of these families have been trying to outmatch each other for generations. Over bloodlines, beast rights, even those who represent, even whose representatives get closest to the golden table during annual gatherings.
Wait, more dwarven stuff.
I can see the similarities, yes. But there is a code here. Everyone here knows it. Disputes aren't settled in the street, they're settled in the ring. Or in the training courts. Win your case with a blade, or keep your mouth shut. You pass one establishment. Ida points out. It's you can see it's like a temple almost, scattering prismatic colours across the smooth flagstones at your feet with great stained glass windows. That is the Temple of Prisms. Not a temple in the usual sense, no sermons, no prayers shouted to the skies. It's a sanctuary of craft. Ixmoli Chen works there. Jeweler, appraiser for a shaman's mantle. I don't expect a warm welcome. She doesn't deal in charm. But if you're there for something important, if you want something made with meaning, there's no one better in Tec'Tahos. Or in the dynasty for that matter. You see also a ziggurat wrapped in thin golden silks that drifts gently in the breeze. Ida points out, that is the veiled ziggurat. Some say it's holier than most. It's an inn, but not the kind you just walk into without a reputation or plenty of coin. I believe we've already covered it before. It's run by an individual called Hualma Nocteca, a retired oracle of Zalazos, soft-spoken, blind as a bat, but she's more perceptive than most. She says she remembers every dream that's ever passed through these halls. She doesn't tolerate a lot of noise, or lies. That there is Kalzik. She points towards the entryway where a stone golem-like figure, carved with gold embellishments, stands still as carved basalt. Don't try to sneak past, don't raise your voice. If you're allowed in, you'll know. And if you're not, well, you won't have to guess. Is there any more? Nope, that's it for that district.
I don't mean to be hasty, but
I know. I just want to finish this off first.
I assume there's like probably 2 more locations. We're in the north, we'll hit one there, and then we'll go to the dock, and then that'll be that. But
Correct.
yeah, just sort of an expeditious wrap up, because I am also running out of steam and my brain is mush.
Okay. So, if we could keep this brief, if you like.
Sure, hit us up.
So basically, Neltek Maheta is it's the more quieter twin of the Zima district opposite. People tend to be less boisterous here, more reserved. More people tend to. There's a definite focus on the academic here. While it also does function as a residential area, people tend to value intellect over brawn, as it will. There's what was the team here? It's the opposite of the opposite the opposite district's team. Hang on, 1 second.
I don't know, sport.
Yeah, there are two rival Olomilitsli teams here. Sorry, I'm just going to grab my notes because I think it's kind of important. I'll get to it later. But she tells you about the rival team here, themed around the Coatl. She also tells you about a place called the Jade Brews. It's a very rough and tumble tavern. One of its key features is the sort of green tinged drink that causes you to break out in greenish bruises. It's also famous for its fighting pit. If you ever want to sort out an argument here, have a brawl with your friends, this is the place to go. There you go. I think that's all in the Neltek Mahita. So what we'll do, we will finish this off next session as you come to the heart of commerce, the heart of trade here in Tec'Tahos, the Serpent Bazaar. Because there's quite a few things here.
The heart of people disappearing.
Indeed. And I'll stop recording in 3, 2, 1.